Hello everyone, this is Termuse, and today I'm picking up where I left off in the Doki Doki Club meetings mod for Doki Doki Literature Club, finishing up episode 45. I was, well into it last time. Thanks, Jim Elements. This is the first of these episodes which I've had to split up into 3 parts. Falling behind here, like episode 46 is out already. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know, like last week I just, my throat was rougher than usual, so I decided to cut things short, but, yeah, let's get back into it. We're gonna, hold on, I'm just gonna take a second to exit Discord. Boink, there we go. Yeah, excuse me. Anyway, last left off, we'd finished, we just finished Sairi's mod within a mod, the whole what if scenarios thing, which I don't think you're strictly supposed to interpret as a straight one-to-one interpretation of if these events happened, this is what would have happened. Like it ended up being more of an exploration of Sairi's feelings about things, and maybe Monika's feelings about some things as well. Like a lot of those what if scenarios centered around like either how things affected Sairi or how they affected Monika, really. Just going over them in my mind, like it wasn't so much involvement of like what happened to Yuri, what happened to Natsuki, really. There was like even the one that's centered around Ria was just kind of that was the most wholesome out of the bunch. There was just actually if she found out about the whole simulation and stuff, like she would handle it better than most people, and everything would be a-okay, and she'd be surrounded by friends and stuff. Because I guess Sairi couldn't bear to have anything bad happen to Ria. Yeah. I'm. Thanks, Chedaldar. I was thinking about those ketchup chips. That's right. I need to add more details to this thing. I keep saying that, and I never do. I need to figure out what I can and or should add. I don't know. Something to think about. Yeah, honestly, I'm just killing time right now because there's an ad break gonna show up imminently. Like, wait, this is not displaying. This is supposed to say how much when the ad break is gonna show up, and it's not displaying properly. So I'm just gonna refresh this page and see if that fixes itself. There we go. Ad break in 3 minutes and 11 seconds. Yeah, just killing time for a bit. Yeah, depending on how quickly I breeze through this, I might start on episode 46 right afterward. I downloaded that ahead of time and installed it just in case I get through this really quick. Because there's a whole lot left in the episode, I don't think. An avid Darkest Dungeon player, never quite watched you play it. Okay, but I've seen you playing a lot. It's on sale on Steam. I got enough to grab it. You think I should buy it? Excuse me. Hold on a second. Man, oh man, throat is still so rough. I haven't even started the stream session properly yet. Why did I see you play? Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. It's wow. I might need to mute myself for a moment just so I can cough up along here. Bear with me. And Carl Adams here. Welcome to stream. How's it going? Oh, good. Yeah. It's yeah. What can I say about Darkest Dungeon? It's it's a fun game. It's beautifully atmospheric. Like between the music and the narration, the art style. It's good stuff. The gameplay is fun. It's a turn-based game, which is the main reason I've been playing it lately, because my right hand is still not 100% healed from for my wrist injury from almost 3 months ago now. Like, man, oh man, you'd think it'd be better by now, but it's still in pretty rough shape. It's getting better. I can do some things with both hands now. I'm holding my hand up here because I'm stretching it. I'm pushing it into like supination position to try to get some of that rotational range of motion back. When you said you got that, hope your wrist heals there soon. Yeah. Well, I've been saying that for the last 3 months. So, yeah, like the original injury was November 8th. We're into February now. It's almost 3 months. Like a week from now, it'll be 3 months, which is kind of wild. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna say like roughly 50% of the normal range of motion, and it's also like just really weak. Trying to do things with it, like it's just it's been in a rough state for a while. Ad break in 5 seconds. Yeah, so in a few seconds I'm gonna be talking to myself here. That's fine. There'll be something for the subscribers or something for the people who watch the VOD, I guess. But yeah. Okay, what else can I say here? I'm still trying to fill in time here. When I first got in, I don't go now. Hey, Dev is here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Glad you could make it. I wasn't sure if you were available because I didn't see a comment from you over the Discord. But yeah, good to see you. Yeah, I poured myself some water with my right hand. It's still in a state of like the rotation is questionable. So like trying to pour something while holding it steady is always iffy, and there's still a fair bit of a tremor to it as well because it's just really weak. Like earlier I was like I hold my I don't know how well you can see it now the ad break started. Yeah, like one arm is it's noticeably thicker than the other. I think it's just atrophied from disuse for 3 months. And Spooky White is here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? It's all the way back to normal. That's correct. So it's like 6 months since my arm surgery. Oh, okay. 6 months, eh? Yeah. People from countries with bank bans, they don't get ads? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, the ad break is going right now, so yeah, now I'm probably talking to myself. But yeah, like it's one side is noticeably, yeah, like the injured side is noticeably atrophied. Been 25 years since my knee surgery, still not all the way back to normal. Oof, right here, weirdly enough. Huh, strange. Interesting. I'm not quite sure how. Like, I think the first ad break, this thing insists on showing an ad break in the first 5 minutes of the stream, and I think that's in part because the way I have it set up is I have like 3 minutes of ads every hour, and I just put the 3 minutes all in one block, so that it gives me an excuse to get up and move my legs and stuff. But they want to have the first ad break in the first 5 minutes so that they can help justify the not having ads anywhere else. Like the reason I chose the 3 minutes of ads every hour is because it says if you have at least 3 minutes of ads per hour, it disables pre-roll ads, like the ads which normally show up when you first turn the stream on. I just joined, so yeah. I don't know. Somebody in Twitch's economy has probably decided this is the best way to run it. Who knows? Yes, it's 30 seconds of ads left. Let's just hit load game, I guess. We just finished doing the last Oh yeah, the last one was Ria accidentally breaking Sayashi. Tragic. I kind of wonder what happens if you, because it probably like oh, it's kind of boring. This is a horrible story, and are you sure you want to watch it? What happens if you say no? Does it actually not show you the story? I don't know. Terrible fate indeed. Anyway, I can say yes, I want to quit and end the mod. The mod within a mod. Monika looking unhappy there. Just goes back to the menu. Oh, okay. No, that's about what I would expect. What does Monika think about this? Because like, again, like these all these what if scenarios, like they seem to center around either Sayori's feelings about things or Monika's feelings about things. Various events from the past. Gratuitous violence. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. So, that was my mod. What did everyone think? Ended up being a little heavier emotionally than I meant it to be when I started out. Is that so? I ended up adding some things to be kind of comic relief, but even those turned out kind of heavy. Might have gone too far in a few places. No, I thought it was excellent. Sometimes heartrending and sometimes sweet. I enjoyed it greatly. It also made me feel grateful. Grateful? Yes. In avoiding some of these sadder alternate fates, I feel lucky to be where we are. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. The misery, yeah. Funny you mentioned misery because after I finish my darkest dungeon run, I plan to come back to the Long Dark and try out the misery difficulty for the first time. Misery. Anyway, is there a mod with a present election session? Each Doki listing off the preferences when they become president? I'm not aware of such a mod. I mean, this mod, they periodically change presidents for various, in-world reasons. Sorry, channeling George Lucas there for a second. What, something about everything has a rhythm to it or whatever? A rhyme and rhythm? Anyway. Poetry just reads. No, oh no. They've gone too far. Gone too far in a few places. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a bit of a funny reference. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. My favorite one was the one where Natsuki burst in on Monika in Act 3 of the Vague Game and wanted to save everyone. Ah, yes, the Magical Literary Heroine and Natsuki Saves the Literature Club knockoff. Anyway, that was pretty fun. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. Although, actually, my favorite one was the one where I got cancer instead of Fuyuki. That one kind of made me think. Plus, it was super in character for Monika. And what do you think, Monika? Do you like any of them in particular? Huh? Yeah. Monika curiously spoke up during one of them. I mean, there was like italicized text which seemed to imply that Monika outside of the mod was speaking, and Sayori said that we're not supposed to talk during the mod. I kind of wonder if when the season 4 compilation inevitably comes out and this is listed among the extras, if those lines from Monika and Sayori are still going to be in there. Should I reflect on how my friends seem to think I have a hard time dealing with loss? No, sorry, I just got a little carried away. Yeah. And yeah, and we also, however Monika responds here, we have to consider how does this fit into her machinations. That will be gone because not canon except in episodic. Yeah, neat. Cool. Anyway. Oh, well, I had played it already when playtesting it for you, you know. But yes, I was just thinking about my favorite one. One where we look at what if I was writing all this as a way of coping with loneliness. Is that so? That's your favorite one, is it? That was your favorite one? I figured that one might weird you out. Good art should weird you out. Made me think about how I've definitely been that actually lonely, as in actually being alone. And I didn't even feel lonely at the time. I thought it was perfectly sane. Maybe I was? Hard to tell. Anyway, don't want to dwell on it too long. I liked it, but it was horrifying. Monika preparing to brick Sayuri behind a wall. Mostly them talking during that mod is there to balance out the evidence that Monika writing all of Club B as a cope either is or is not canon. I was worried too many people would think it was, and so Monika speaking up in surprise is a bit of evidence on the other end of the scales. Okay, interesting. It is an interesting choice. I mean, we're into season 4. We've already seen 3 seasons of these mods within mods, and every time they start with the mods, there's a line of dialogue from someone saying, remember, don't talk during the mod or it will confuse the audience, etc. And this is the first time someone's spoken up during a mod. Almost like that was preparing us for that moment. So machinations or machinations, good question. I mean, we talked a fair bit about Monika's schemes and her motivations and machinations. What? Like, they were making a Chainsaw Man reference now. Anyway, moving right along. Didn't want to dwell on it too long. I liked it, but it was horrifying. The other thing that I thought was interesting was the portrayal of Ria struggling without having Miss Ida there. I don't think that would happen. I think that if Miss Ida really did stay gone, Ria would still have done just as well. Because she has Monika helping her. Yeah. Okay, you're eating a hot dog? I thought you were a vegetarian. For the machinations. Yeah. Machinations. There you go. Moving on. She's pretty amazing like that, but wow, what a journey through all those skits. Thought the mod was very good, Sayuri. One of your best. I can tell you thought about the writing in it quite a bit. Right now I'm kind of half wondering what would when you start the mod, it shows a menu on the screen with the 10 what if scenarios, and there's an exit button. I kind of wonder what happens if you push the exit button without playing any of them. Does this dialogue here still happen? I kind of wonder. It's like, oh, it seems the player just skipped the entire mod. Oh well, what are we going to talk about now? PRP dog needs out? Yeah, well, dogs are like that. Anyway. I can tell you thought about the writing in it quite a bit. I noticed you took one of the bits you were going to put in. You took out one of the bits you were going to put in originally. Oh, the one about what if the club went forward after I committed suicide and it was just everyone else? Yeah, that one. That was one of the ones you were spending a lot of time on, as I recall. That's one that I expected to be in there, like particularly like with the whole lobotomizing thing. I mean, maybe maybe they sensed that it would bug me, like, how dare Sayuri lobotomize her clubmates. Anyway. Yeah, it didn't turn out well. That's a curious statement from Sayuri. I'm being mindful of the expressions everyone has here. MC's just had a smiling face frozen on his face the whole time. I spelled machinations, but can't tell if it's a region thing for you or one of us is incorrect. Well, the spelling, I would expect it to be the same either way, because you're talking about like a machine, like your, machinations. It might be pronounced machinations, depending on the dialect. I think it's spelt the same way, like M-A-C-H, either way, whether you pronounce it machinations or machinations. Anyway, moving on. It didn't turn out well. It actually made me feel kind of icky. I guess it reminded me of when I used to fantasize about situations like that. And I didn't like being in that headspace. Although that actually kind of helped because it made me realize that being yucked out by that is progress for me, kinda. Not kinda. I think it's just regular, really good progress that you should be proud of. Anyway, on to emails. I'll go set up. Alright. Incoming emails, everyone's favorite part. Okay, all set. You're doing okay, Monika? Yeah, I'm fine. Just feeling a bit sleepy. Oh, okay. Already? It's not even 5 yet. I know, just one of those days, I guess. Anyway, let's get going. This is a part of a club where we answer emails sent in from the real world. Don't forget that you can send emails to us yourself to be answered here. The email address is the.club.press.monika@gmail.com. With that, Siri, let's see the first one. Didn't realize emails had not already been done. Yeah, I was a little slow in getting through this episode last time. I mean, like last week I kind of cut it short because I throat was feeling particularly rough, like even more so than usual. This is a long episode. What can I say? Anyway, it's everyone's favorite part. Everyone sent them. Yeah. Anyway. Hello Literature Club, it's the French gal here. I already wrote an email for y'all once, but I got a few more questions for you. For everyone who played DDLC, well, since you all played DDLC before, be self-aware, which route did you choose? You also need to choose someone to play it, so yeah. For Mane, Yuri, Sairi, and Nat, how do you feel about... Great. How do you feel about the ... lewd fanart of y'all? I saw a few when going on Twitter. Most of them are disgusting, to be honest. Okay. For MC, finally found a question for you, boy. If MC were really just name initials and not just for main character, what would you choose? I often call you Meiji Shizu in the fanfictions I write, but I'm curious. For everyone else, kind of same question. If you had a last name, what would that be? I have a few ideas as well, but I'm just curious. Smiley face. If you're curious for mine, Monika Hart, Sari Aikawa, Yuri Yoshika, Natsuki Kadao. And back. Welcome back. Ah, bonjour, Charlie. Merci pour ton email. Let's start with this first bit about what route we chose. I mean, obviously, like, it's French for thank you for your email. Anyway, so this first bit about what route we chose. I did the Yuri route the first time I played the game itself. It was essentially arbitrary for me. Nox keep blushing there. I already knew what happened after all, and all the routes I had already lived through it. I did it just to see if everything worked with running the game recursively. I think we already decided before that MC shouldn't talk about what route he chose because it would feel weird. It totally means thanks for your email? I mean, sure. Anyway. Because it would feel weird. I did the Natsuki route. I thought all her baking stuff was really cute. Like Sari said, it's probably better if I don't specify. Obviously, I tried to go for Sari first, but after that, I know Natsuki and Yuri wouldn't mind at all if I did specify, but there's no good reason to, I think. I ended up playing both of them, though. So, yeah, no denying it, I totally did the Yuri route. Probably pretty clear why. I would love to be able to reciprocate and say I did the Natsuki route, but I too did the Yuri route. Definitely not, yeah. I was curious about how the game dealt with me. Sorry, beloved. It's a effing visual novel romance game, babe. I don't give a shit. You picked the Natsuki route in real life, and that's all that matters. I hear that route is hard to get. Gotta do a lot of choices correctly because she's really picky. Silence, boy. No, he's quite correct. It is demanding and takes much insight to finish the route. Let's see what was the next part of this. Oh, how we feel about lewd fan art. Who wants to start on this one? Yeah, I'm sure this question's already come before, but whatever. I can start. It no longer really bothers me in any way. It used to, but now it doesn't at all. I've grown accustomed to it. Some of it is actually quite well made, but really for the most part I just don't really register it. Yeah, Z-order fail. Natsuki's behind them. Failure in Z-order changes. I'm gonna make a note. I should move that back over to this monitor. Here we go. Yeah, it's just normal waifu exploitation, man. Y'all are pervs out there. I guess so are we. And yeah, like Yuri says, some of it's pretty good. And in my case, sometimes way more flattering to me than I deserve. Can't say I haven't enjoyed at least some of it. I don't know. I think I'd... I think if I was in their place, I'd feel pretty weirded out by it. I think I wouldn't feel comfortable looking, but what do I know? Yes, they put... Duolingo did not prepare me for it. Thank you for... I have? I mean, J literally means I've. As in short for I have. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, whatever, basically. We're all characters in a video game. I know what baggage that comes with. Flattering is also the word I thought of when I saw this question. What art of that kind I do appreciate is the occasional art of me. It appeals to my massive ego, but I don't go looking for it or anything. I don't really have a particular interest about it, or strong feelings either way. You say so. And Cyrie's having a Z-order issue too. Huh. What's with the Z-ordering going on here? Gonna make a note of that one too. Same for me. I don't even notice it anymore. If I see some, that's okay, but like Monika, I don't have any real way of I feel about it, I guess. Let's see, MC had the next part of the question. What would my initials be, huh? Not sure I've ever really given that much thought. You look so angry with his expression. I don't. It's a bit late in the game to switching over to the MPT versions of the expressions, but I don't know. I do find it a little off-putting. Oh well. We just like to hold hands in quartet, sure. Not sure I've ever really given that much thought. The answer I really want to give, and the one that feels most true to myself, is that the M stands for M and the C stands for Z. So I'll go with that. That doesn't mean you all can't headcanon whatever other names you'd like for me. It's kind of the point of who I am, I guess. So have at it. Back to us. What family names do we have? We call them family names since in Japan your family name is actually your first name and your given name is your last name. There you go. Let's see, I think we answered this one a couple of years ago. I just preferred Monika. Just another just Monika line there. I just prefer Monika alone, so I wanted whatever MC's last name was. So it should just be Sairi C, I guess. Natsuki said Salvato for the memes, and Yuri said she'd want something traditional and refined like Harabayashi. So there you have it. Interesting batch this emailer gave us, though. Wonder why Yuri and Sairi get Japanese family names and me and Monika get Western ones. I guess Monika has a Western given name, makes sense, but why me? We shall perhaps never know. For the real gamers, G with a Y in it, followed by 2 fire emojis. Your favorite character when playing Smash Brothers? For Natsuki, got some manga recommendations for a big manga fan like me since I'm like 7. Need recommendations from an expert after all. For Mani, may I ask who your favorite poet is? And for Natsuri, MC Yori, I guess it's referring to ship names. How would you feel about doing the same game from the past seasons? I don't quite remember the name, but Yuri was paired with Monika during that game, which Nats was totally not jealous about. The game where they're asking questions about their partners. I remember that. I feel as though we've already also answered our Smash mains, hypothetical or otherwise, I think. Yes, here it is. I said Palutena, Natsuki said Day-to-Day. No, I said I would like to say Day-to-Day, but he's too much of a meme character, so I went with Inkling. I stand corrected. MC's was Marth, and Cyrus was Fox. And Yuri, such as it was Isabel. Natsuki, manga recommendations. Kinda generic request. Manga's a really big area. Also, hopefully, I think you were saying you've been a big manga fan since you were 7. I mean, that's what I'm assuming I meant, and not like you need recommendations since you are 7. This game is not for children or those who are easily disturbed. Yeah, not them either. But anyway, if I could talk to you, I'd ask you for some guidance on genre, like shoujo romance manga, sports manga, horror manga, weird effing manga. There are so many kinds. But I'll try to do my best generic recommendation. Now, as you all know, Parfait Girls is the shit, easily my favorite. But I am led to understand that inexplicably, my single favorite manga ever is the one manga that does not effing exist in your world. God, it's sad. I honestly pity you poor bastards because it's a work of genius. But that means I gotta think of some other manga. I'll do a few. Dan to Dan because it's effing weird and awesome. Kaguya-sama for shoujo romance enjoyers, and Uzumaki if you're a Yuri horror type of person. Yuri with a capital Y. Because the capitalization is significant in this case, I suppose. Yuri, like the club member who I am dating, not like the genre. So there you go. If you give me a genre, I can narrow it down a bit more. Those are 3 great ones off the top of the dome. Turning it over to you, Monika. Favorite poet? Khalil Gibran. He's fantastic and wonderful. I write poetry very differently than he does, but I sure do find a lot of beauty in his work. And as he put it, we live only to experience beauty, all else is a form of waiting. I recommend his most beloved work, The Prophet, to start. Let's see. Oh, the Newlywed Game thing we did. You mean the Doki Wed game that we did? Right. So, what? They want me to do me and Yuri against Sayori and MC? It appears so. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's a good idea. But manga has all these ideas about things needing to be literary and shit. In this literature club. Right. So we need to be really sparing with the stuff that is, questionably literary. Well, keep it in mind, okay? Not sure who'd be favored to win that matchup. Fiction is fun to have. Looking for the differences between different worlds impact the imagination. Sure. I mean, you know, that's what a lot of modding is about, really. They're all kinds of different reimaginings of the same characters. Everyone has different ideas about what is, you know, quote-unquote canon. Anyway, naturally, it'd be favored to win that matchup. Yuri and I know each other pretty well. But sorry, MC have had, like, their whole lives, man. They're a tough matchup. But we'll see, one day. That's my promise to you, Charlie. We will see. Thank you for that incredibly ominous-sounding promise. Let's see the next part is... You know, wait, this wasn't the full thing? Ah, darn it. Ah, gosh darn it. And like in the last email, have one of my poem. I really hope you'll enjoy it and possibly give me feedbacks. News this week aren't that bad, don't worry. If you say so. What do you mean, aren't that bad? Are you implying that the email section is bad? Perish the thought. It is a little sad that I mean, a few episodes back, Monika Monika within the mod apparently felt the need to apologize for how much the email section drags, which it feels a bit like breaking the kayfabe, because you know, breaking the immersion, breaking the role play that's going on here, because like theoretically, if Monika, you know, is that obsessed with the player, like the email section should be her favorite part. It's her time to actually interact with the player, who's the one she's like supposedly obsessed with. So like her apologizing for them taking so long, I don't know. It just feels a little off to have her acknowledge that they drag a bit. I don't know. Can best weapon series times in a basic series. Serious Sam, that's a game I haven't played in a while. I wonder if my wrist is healed enough to try playing that game again. We have certainly had worse. Sure? Yeah, anyway. Moving on. Okay, reading the poem here. The other side. People told me there's something after life, that's why I'm afraid. What if there's nothing on the other side? What if it's just a black screen on the other side? What if it's a room with everyone you hate on the other side? What if it's just a room with everyone who heard you on the other side? Staying here is safer, that's why I get up. You know you're living on this side, you know it's a view full of colors on this side. You know you can stay with everyone you love on this side. You know you can stay with everyone who healed you on this side. That's why I don't give up. Well, that's all. I thank you for reading, guys. Wish you all a great day. Sorry it's a bit long, Charlie. Emails are contributing to Monika's slowly letting go of the player over 4 seasons. Yeah, I mean, that crossed my mind too. I mean, hey, I mean, like from Monika's perspective, like that could factor into it if she realizes that the most avid writers of emails in this series are the people who are just absolutely gushing over her and so on. Such as can never be undone. Yeah, it's just yeah, because I made the half joking comment during the previous session that because imagine sending an email asking, hey, Monika, I noticed that most of these, a lot of these emails are people gushing about how much they love you. Is that how you want to be treated? Do you wish your clubmates treated you that way? Just to razz her a little bit. Me play I love some use more than others. Oof. Anyway, moving right along. Ah, a poem for feedback. I'll give everyone a moment to read it. So, what did everyone think? A classical topic. It is the same as Hamlet's to be or not to be soliloquy. Yeah, there you go. Who would far despair to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but for that of a dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns. Puzzles the will, makes us rather bear those ills we have than flee to others we know not of, and this native Hugh's resolution sticks over the pale cast with thought and enterprise a great pith moment. In this regard, our currents turn awry and lose the name of action. I'm trying to remember how that soliloquy goes. It's the whole to be or do not to be speech. I memorized that a while back. Very favorite. You're number one. Club makes a bridge vodka. Yeah, fellow Hamlet nerd. Exactly. Well, Shakespeare nerd in general, really. I've got a few Shakespeare soliloquies memorized. You missed thus conscious makes cowards of us all, but otherwise perfect. Oh, thanks. Did I forget that? I don't know. I'm coming into like the who would farthest better in spite of the real weary life is like right in the middle of the soliloquy, so it probably threw me a bit. Anyway. Talking very fast, I'm entirely possible end here. Yeah, talking too fast is something I might do sometimes that I need to work on. Anyway, moving on. Under real life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. For myself, Charlie, I do not fear death or what may be on that other side. I have died several times, and I live again. And even were it more permanent, I would not fear it. But all that to say, I enjoyed your poem. Its meaning was very digestible. I mean, yeah. The theme obviously resonates with me as well. Just remember that hurt is the past tense of that word, not hurted. Anybody else? Yeah, well, I mean, there were a few grammatical errors in there. I just kind of, wasn't going to be picky about that. Hard to do that one from the middle has a nice rhythm to it, yeah. Anybody else? I liked it too. I think I could use more detail on some of it. Like the black screen, right? The black screen is bad. So maybe describe for us how it's bad? How it feels bad to you. Maybe it's a black screen that swallows you up, drowns your heart, whatever words you really feel, you know? Words like that can add power to a poem. I agree with Sayuri. The poem is good, but has room to be even more poetic. Use some metaphor and incorporate some more impactful descriptions of feeling. Yeah. Has fan art been included within letters before? Yeah. Included in the letters? I'm trying to think back. Yeah, like Crazy Kaylee said, occasionally. Yeah, not recently. It's very, very occasionally, really. Setting aside, aside from like some of the extras, the images from there. Anyway, moving on. Here's some impactful descriptions of feeling. Whereas I will say, Charlie, that your poem's point is perfectly clear and doesn't need additional floofery unless you really think it does. The point of a poem is to communicate an idea to your reader, and you have done that perfectly well. So, like, style difference, I guess, but I think it's fine. Hopefully that gives them plenty to think about. The question is, have links to obscure niche fandom wikis been included with the emails before? And yes. True. Yeah. The obscure fandoms come up, I'm gonna say uncomfortably frequently in these email sections. Yeah, there are a lot of these emails where I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about here. And even the ones where we're talking about fandoms that I am familiar with, I'm like, a lot of them are just like, I'm just kind of aware of them, but yeah, it's like the reason the email sections tend to feel like they drag is like a lot of them feel like I feel like I'm being left behind, like I am not the target audience of this email or the answers to this email, you know. Wasn't one of Joy's drawings included in the email? It sure was. The Yukata drawing. Oh yeah, put it in the fan art collection for season 3. Cool. Anyway, moving on. Hopefully that gives them plenty to think about. Thanks for the email, Charlie. Sorry for moving the bit about the meme templates, but I'm always worried about copyright, you see. Hopefully you can forgive me. Let's see the next one. Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I have a two-part question. I'm curious to hear all of the group's thoughts and opinions of the question I'm about to ask. However, if any of you don't want to comment on anything, that is fine. That it is fine? Anyway, 1. Prior to any of you becoming club president, were any of you religious at all? Did you follow religion or believe in a higher power? What religion, if any, do people in your area commonly practice? 2. After all of you had a chance to become club president, did your views of religion change at all? Hope all is well in your world. Please take good care of yourselves, Daydream King. This email from Daydream King is about our views on religion. First part is what our religious beliefs were before our epiphanies and after. Something of a sensitive subject. Does anyone object? No one says anything. I don't object, but I kind of want to call Miss Ida. I want to know her answer to this too. Plus, we were going to include her on emails that apply to everyone, right? You're right. I'll call her. Hi, Miss Ida. Hi, everyone. Is it email time? It's email time. This email is asking us about our religious beliefs, both before and after learning our world is a simulation, basically. I'll start. I'm an atheist, always have been. Finding out about the world really didn't change things much. I don't have faith in anything. I don't believe anything without evidence. Moment of silence, you might say. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah, me too. I used to believe in the gods, especially when I was little. But as I got older, I thought, there's no way, if there were gods, there's no way the world could be like this. There's no way I could be like this. How people like me and my mom be allowed to suffer the way we do? So I guess over time I didn't believe anymore. But that all happened before I learned about what we really are. So that didn't really change anything for me either. I guess in a way it kind of confirmed it, but didn't really change anything. I still have to get up for work in the morning? Yeah. I'm sort of assuming that Yuri's going to have some spiritual related answer, because it's been commented on a few times in this series that's been a sticking point between Yuri and Monika. She's so relatable, yeah. Anyway, didn't really change anything. I still believe in the gods despite everything, although gods isn't really the best word. The most common religion here is basically mostly Shinto with some Buddhist stuff mixed in. We believe that everything has powerful and important spirits, which we call kami. Sometimes we translate kami as gods, but it's not quite the same thing as what Westerners mean when they say that word. It has a lot of mixed in from other religions like the Buddhist stuff I talked about, but we go to shrines, we do rituals, we honor our ancestors, that kind of thing. Not very serious about it, to be honest. It's kind of a casual thing for me. Not like it is for Ria. Yeah, Ria takes the gods really seriously. Yeah, me not so much. I guess when I found out we were simulated, I did have to have a long think about what that meant for us. Religion, yeah. I don't think it changes much. If everything is kami, then surely our simulation does, and the things in it do as well. So I figure not much changes. I would not describe myself as an adherent of Shinto or any particular religion, although I do believe in kami and spirits. Indeed, I would say I am not religious, but spiritual. Yeah, that's one. Ritual, yeah. Spiritual? Yeah, that's... I can... Yeah, I mean... From what we've heard about Yuri's inclinations in that direction, saying she's not religious but spiritual kind of tracks. Anyway, in general, I believe in much that is unseen, and in much for which Monika would say there is no evidence, although I do not necessarily agree with her. She and I just disagree about the equality of the various evidence there. For to me, the existence of the world itself is evidence of the spiritual. But I will not hold forth on that topic at length now. When I learned about our true situation, if anything, that deepened my spirituality. What a marvelous, strange world it is, where such things may come to pass. And what a miracle it is that we, in this nested world we inhabit, may have so many experiences and loves and such through such an unlikely and fortuitous series of events. To me, this is all a demonstration of the power of things we cannot see or directly experience. I'm not religious because I think we'd have to be I'm not religious because I think we'd have to be fools to persuade ourselves that these things can be well understood by us. At least in our current state. That does not mean they do not exist. Sorry, I'm not religious because I think we have to be fools to persuade ourselves that these things... Sorry, I'm a bit confused. Was she supposed to say I'm not religious? You have to be fools to persuade yourselves that these things can be well understood by us, at least in our current. I'm having trouble parsing her sentence there. I'm not quite sure what she meant by that. The power of things. I'm not religious because I think we'd have to be fools to persuade ourselves. It means that religion asserts human ability to understand the extranatural. Okay. She disagrees with religion as a result. Okay. Anyway, that does not mean they do not exist. So yes, that is a short version of what I believe. And Lady of the Rose here. Welcome stream. How's it going? Sounds like she's saying she is irreligious because they can't be well understood. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Okay. I just. I don't know. I sort of would have assumed that. I mean, a common refrain amongst Christian religion, at least, is God works in mysterious ways. Like we're it's not up to us to understand the divine or the yada yada yada. Like there are plenty of religious people who say that we're not supposed to understand why things are the way they are and so on. So it just caught me off guard to say she's not religious because things can't be well understood. It felt like a contradiction there. Good to see you. I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, cool. I mean, I've been better. Like the thing that dominates my life lately is I had a wrist injury. I actually fell and broke my wrist a little less than 3 months ago, and it's still not 100%. I'm trying to keep doing range of motion exercise. Just off camera, I'm stretching my wrist here because I'm trying to push the range of motion, because it's still like here's my uninjured hand, here's my injured one. Like this is the difference in range of motion. Like it's still like it's still it's very limited, and it's also very weak. Still trying to work on getting that back to normal. Don't need a divine guide on how to not burn one's hand. Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. So yes, that is the short version of what I believe. Natsuki. I'm basically the same as MC. Like, as a stuff we were brought up with, and it's kind of baked into our culture. Do I really believe a lot of it? I don't really know. But I pray at shrines and stuff, like most everybody else, and also like everybody else, learning we're in a visual novel doesn't really change anything for me. Like, that stuff is deeply ingrained in us, you know? Like, for you Westerners, Christmas is a big deal, yeah? Like, even if you didn't believe, you'd still do Christmas, probably. It's just cultural. Who Alvarez can definitely be used. Yeah, it's, I mean, I spent a couple months having to do everything with one hand. It's healing. The healing has progressed to a point where I can do some tasks with both hands, and the doctors encourage me to do stuff with my right hand. But also to just get really aggressive with rehab and try to push it to get the range of motion back. Yeah. Right now I'm pushing it into extension. It's just really restricted. It's it's getting better. It's very slowly getting better. Just gotta hit the wrist with a hammer. Tough love. No. How about no? Anyway, yeah, if you do Celtic Christmas, probably it's just cultural. I guess that kind of is how it is for me. I don't exactly believe, but I guess I don't believe either. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes some kind of sense. Miss Ida, how about you? If you're okay with answering, that is. Sure, I don't mind. Well, like you, Monika, I am, of course, a woman of science. I don't affirmatively believe in anything without seeing the empirical evidence for it. But like Yuri, I have a healthy appreciation of the depth of human ignorance. So I certainly don't claim that science has found, or even will find, every answer. And also, just like Natsuki, I also do all the cultural stuff. I go to shrines too, just like everyone else. That's just the way we do things here. The sign that it's healing? Remind that wrist who the boss is. Sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I wasn't prepared for like they said. They told me that when it came out of the cast, it would be stiff. I wasn't prepared for this level of stiffness, though. Like it's not just stiff. Like, okay, like there. It feels like there's more than stiffness going on. I mean, and there is, for that matter. Actually, the doctor said I have complex regional pain syndrome, or CRPS for short, which is basically I'm going through the healing from the fracture on hard mode because everything is more swollen and painful than usual. He says he sees that in like 20% of the population. But yeah, it can still. I don't know how well it shows up on the webcam, but it's still. I mean, to my eyes, it's redder and more swollen. It's subtle. I mean, it's been subtle since it came out of the cast, but it's increasingly subtle, which is hopefully a sign that it's getting better. But there's still stiffness there. Like even in like my fingers, which were never restricted in their range of motion. Like especially the first thing in the morning when I wake up, like I have to wake up and go and then like work the stiffness out of my fingers. Yeah, there's still some motion, like it still feels like a stretch to do things like this, touch the thumb to the pinky, or move into a position to pick things up, or like try to turn a doorknob, for instance. It's still yeah, things are still really stiff. I try on a few occasions. I've tried playing some video game or other, and anything that requires a lot of action in this hand, like it feels like my hand moves more slowly than I want it to. Like it's like it has trouble keeping up with my brain. Yeah. Healing from minor injuries above age 40 has been an experience to be sure. Yeah. Can't imagine a major injury. Yeah. Yeah, it's my first time breaking a bone too. It's yeah. Yeah, it's just yeah, I don't know. Like I talked to my younger brother. He broke his leg at age 8, and I talked to him about the stiffness I've experienced, and he was like, he came out of the cast and was like, I didn't feel any stiffness. Like, just came out of the cast and was fine. Like, but that might just be because he was so young, at age 8. And he was it was a fracture of the tibia. Like, it's the big bone in the lower leg. So he had his ankle immobilized. Yeah, I don't know. He came out of the cast and was just fine. This is just, it's so much worse than I would have expected. They said stiffness. Like, okay, stiffness. I can deal with that. I wasn't prepared for to have it's better now than when it first came out of the cast. When it first came out of the cast, it was like, this was the extent of the range of motion. Like, I can get to this now, but it's only halfway. It's only halfway there. This one, my uninjured hand can go to almost a 90-degree angle, whereas this one is I think I could call that a 45-degree angle there. So yeah, halfway. It's yeah, work in progress. Yeah, still, it's just if I'd known it was going to be this bad, I probably would have opted to come out of the cast sooner. I mean, the doctor suggested, at the 3-week mark, he said, you go either way, keep it in the cast or switch to a splint. And it probably would have been better off switching to the splint at that point. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be this bad. At the time, I was like, oh, this is still painful. Keep it in the cast. I didn't know that when it finally was out of the cast at the 6-week mark, it's even more painful, frankly. Every movement hurt. It's even moving this much hurt. It was just every movement hurt. Yeah, I was not prepared for that. But yeah, so I mean, next time I break a scaphoid, I'll know what to do. I guess. But yeah, apparently I should have opted to come out of the cast sooner. But hindsight's 2020, I guess. Is it going to be very different at 8 versus 40? Yeah, exactly. It makes me wonder the difference between a leg and a more complex joint like the wrist. Well, I mean, the leg has to support your weight, so that's part of it. In his case, he had he had a fiberglass cast. He had it was a walking cast, one that he could actually walk on. Sorry, this is a long time ago. As I recall, he had crutches, but didn't really need them because he was able to put his weight on the cast anyway. It was just there to keep the bone immobilized, to give it a chance to heal. But it was still able to support the weight. It was just it wasn't actually broken in two. It was just a hairline fracture kind of deal. So maybe that contributed to it, for all I know. Yeah, while this hand was in the cast, it was useless. My in addition to my wrist being immobilized, the thumb was immobilized too. It was stuck in this position. I could move these fingers, but there was very little I could do with them. I couldn't really grip anything with them. So yeah, it was just, I really was doing everything with the left hand. Occasionally I would get the elbow involved because I could still do that. I could in occasions I could hold something down with my elbow while I do whatever with the left hand. But yeah, still working on trying to integrate using this hand into things. Anyway, moving right along. That's just the way we do things here, but that doesn't mean I believe it. I don't have enough evidence either way. I don't necessarily think that all truth is in the purview of science as it stands today. There are more things in heaven and earth that are dreamt of in our philosophies, as the quote goes. Oh shoot, where's that quote from it? Isn't heaven, earth, and earth dreamt of in your philosophy? I'm trying to remember where is that quote from? I'm trying to remember. I feel like that quote might have come up in Alpha Centauri, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, the spin-off of the Civilization franchise. Is it also Hamlet? Okay. To Horatio regarding the Oaths? Okay. Well, there's a lot of philosophical stuff that goes on in Alpha Centauri. There might be Shakespeare quotes in there too. Or, I might just be remembering it from Hamlet and I'm just getting everything mixed up. I don't know. Anyway, moving right along. So when people report they believe in kami or ghosts or other things science has not measured, I try to keep them open mind. Neither believe nor disbelieve in myself. I reserve judgment. Yeah, I'm sort of in a similar state of for a while my status on various platforms. I wrote I used to be agnostic, but now I'm not sure. Sort of a joke, but I'm sort of in Miss Ida's position of science is important. I believe in that the whole scientific process, and that it's gotten it's gotten us. It's helped society develop in a lot of ways and so on. But there's also how do I put this? We live only to experience beauty. All else from waiting Kelly could find as quoted in Civilization 5. Oh yeah, that's right. He is quoted in there. I've been playing Civilization 5 lately. My Civ 6 game inspired me to pick Civ 5 up again because I like that game better. And I do recall that quote coming up in my recent game. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, just I don't know. Hard to sum up my thoughts on religion and spirituality. Like, for one thing, I don't necessarily believe in an organized religion. I don't feel like I need to go to a special building to celebrate my faith or lack thereof. It's like church, or I was raised United Christian, so there's a Christian bias there. Yeah, I grew up in a household where we went to church every Sunday. We've been to Sunday school, had Bible studies, and so on. Sorry. So there's an ad break coming up in 3 minutes 17 seconds. Pause when the ads come on. Oh, I'm falling behind chat. What have you here? I often somewhat jokingly refer to myself as an apatheist, and that I'm more interested in choosing to live in a way that improves the world than concerning myself with what may lie beyond. Yeah, fair enough. Enjoyed the time so much that I tried to fake the injury after a certain point to extend it. Wouldn't break my hand for a school break, but I can't say I wasn't lucky to have it broken. Yeah, interesting. I'm not sure what injury you experienced. Oh wait, sorry, I missed the message back here. My hand recovered from my full 110 kilograms fall on it in 3 weeks. Took it for granted. Oof. Yeah, it's easy to take. It's easy to take your limbs for granted. Man, if this hand actually does end up getting better to the point where it's back to 100% of the condition it was before the injury, then man, I'm not taking it for granted again. For everyone out there listening, if you have access to the use of both of your hands, don't take it for granted. It sucks to have to do everything with one hand. Anyway, a scientist, I wrote a few guys who sons bitches ruined the world. Monroe Kelly, Congo, 1995, as portrayed by Ernie Hudson. Okay. It's a Michael Crichton book, right? Can't confirm. Yeah, and Spooky Sweet Waters, you mentioned that it's been 6 months since the surgery and it's still not fully recovered. That's Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have heard from people who say that, yeah, like they had surgery and it took 6 months to fully recover, and like, is this killing me right now? Oh no, oh that's unfortunate. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's killing me now. Like when it came out of the cast, I was more inclined to say it was killing me because it was like every movement hurts, like everything hurts. Oh no, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Now it hurts if I push it. Yeah. Oh, like right now. Yeah. If I push it to the limit of its range of motion, which right now isn't much, I start to feel some pain from that, and coming out of that, there's some like rebound pain there, and then I have to just sort of shake it out to get that pain out of there. I'm still I still haven't ruled out, like the doctor that I spoke to said that it is an adhesive capsulitis. I'm still skeptical. I think there's some adhesions going on in the joint capsule, and that would explain the symptoms, like particularly like the joint capsule is like sticking to itself. It would explain a lot of the symptoms that I'm experiencing, like the adhesions forming and reforming, and like it's like ripping a band-aid off over and over again, you know. It would explain a lot if that was happening. I don't know. More on that later. The ad break is imminent, so I will be right back. And I'm back again. Welcome back from ads. Thanks. Oh dear, falling pine chat again. Take a religion, I can be a good person without the threat of eternal satanic torture? Sure, yep. I'm also guilty of being like, it hurts when I do this, does the thing that makes it hurt. I mean, yeah. When explaining how it's going, yeah. And then it hurts. Mm-hmm. It's a mood for sure. A mood for sure, yeah. It's probably a difficult habit to break. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because the doctor that's been treating me and well, the doctor can't remember treating me. I mean, the specialist that I've been seeing about it, who was basically assigned to me by the hospital after the initial injury. I asked him about the possibility of adhesive capsulitis because and his response was, "It's well, that just affects the shoulder. That's what they call frozen shoulder." And when I was in college, I was always told, don't argue with doctors. If anything, just seek a second opinion. So I wasn't going to argue with him, but there does exist like peer-reviewed literature on the subject, which says that adhesive capsulitis can affect other joints besides the shoulder. Like, it affects the shoulder most often because that's the most mobile joint in the body, but it can also affect any synovial joint, that is, joints with a joint capsule, like hips, knees, wrist. So like, and yeah, like it's basically like the joint capsule sticking to itself. And surrounding tissues, and range of motion gets restricted into a specific pattern called the capsular pattern, and like I'm experiencing the capsular pattern, like the flexion and extension are the most restricted ranges of motion, followed by supination, that's turning it face up, or as we said it in college, like as if you're holding a bowl of soup. It's supination. Anyway. Or pronation, followed by pronation. Pronation is the least restricted range of motion, turning it face down, which is fortunate for me because then I can play games with it. But yeah, like, I kind of look at this and go, well, if it isn't adhesive capsulitis going on, like, then what is restricting it? Because it sure looks and feels like that's what's restricting it. Plus, like, it feels like I'm hitting a wall. Like I'm it's not like the range of motion is restricted by pain. It's not restricted by tightness in muscles. It's just it feels like capsular end feel. Like the material in the joint capsule is like, it doesn't stretch. It's not like muscles. Like if your range of motion is restricted by muscles, you get a more elastic end feel because like when you hit the edge of the range of motion, it feels stretchy, like because because the muscles are elastic. They're designed to stretch, but this like it feels like it's being restricted by the joint capsule. So I don't know. I mean, ultimately, it probably doesn't matter. There are. There are assessments that can be done to confirm whether that's going on, but it kind of comes out the same anyway. My goal is still get the range of motion back. It's just that if it is adhesive capsulitis, it takes longer because you're trying to stretch out something that is not designed to be stretched. I got supination. I have said supination a bajillion times teaching fencing and never run into that pun. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, in your case, I think you're talking about like supination of the are you talking about supination of the wrist, like in holding the I don't know. Supination can also apply to footwork if you're like rotating your ankles. I don't know if yeah, I don't. When you're talking about supination, I'm not sure if you're talking about the footwork or like the holding the weapon. the sword, the fencing, the fencing weapon. It's the wrist. Yep. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. That whole mnemonic of supination came up somewhere in my college experience, and then and that stuck in my memory. There are 8 fencing lines. Okay. 4 quarters of the body and holding the weapon pronated or supinated in each. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it does make perfect sense that pronation and supination of the wrist would factor pretty heavily and importantly into fencing work. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I still haven't been out to like I got a prescription for physiotherapy last week, and I still have yet to actually seek that out. I guess it was a week and a half ago now that I think about it. I mean, mostly because it's just snow everywhere out there. I'm reluctant to set foot outside. We had the biggest snowstorm in Toronto's history last week. It actually broke records, 56 centimeters in one night of snow. That's like almost 2 feet of snow. We just kind of got buried. It was an expected snowstorm and all, but still, I'm reluctant to set foot out there to go do physiotherapy. I'll get to it soon. More completely unnecessary fencing knowledge. Continue to play Doki Doki Club minis. Yeah, I mean, I expect that's going to come up soon. Well, yeah, we were talking about religion. I wanted to finish the thought I was trying to express. That it kind of reflects what Miss Ida was saying here. That hey, there's plenty going on in the universe that we don't understand. That science may or may not be able to explain, and who knows? Maybe there's other stuff that's going on that's like she says, outside of the purview of science. And who am I to claim like what's right or wrong or whatever? I'm open to believing whatever. Yeah, I mean that sort of mindset can be taken too far, though. I mean, I've seen. I have a friend from high school who's very much into like metaphysical stuff, like crystal magic or whatever. I look at this. Okay, that's cool. It's neat to have a hobby and have stuff that you're into and so on. I do take exceptions to it when she substitutes that for like actual medicine, though. Like she was very much like an anti-masker and anti-vaxxer during the pandemic, and it was like, and plus she's in a position of authority where she's able to, make recommendations against. COVID precautions, and then I look at that and go, people like her are the reasons we needed more lockdowns. It's like I guess what I'm saying is that sort of religious spiritual thinking is not a total replacement for conventional science, conventional medicine, and so on. Like we still need those things. Like they don't necessarily have to come in conflict with each other, but I don't know. I'm rambling again. I should probably just move on with the mod here. Neither believe nor disbelieve in myself. I reserve judgment. That's how I feel. Thanks, Masita. I thank you for the very thoughtful question, Daydream King. On to the next one. Hello, Monika and the rest of the gang. My name is Joe. I've been a fan of all of you for years now and was mulling over whether I should send in an email or not. I'm not usually a very social person and tend to keep to myself most of the time, but I guess the ending of season 3 got me thinking. Especially about you, Monika, and the loneliness you feel. I mean, I had a feeling it was gonna is gonna focus on Monika because it started with "Hello, Monika," the rest of the gang. Anyway, especially about you, Monika, and the loneliness you feel and how important your friends are to you. I can relate to those feelings deeply, but unfortunately, many of my personal relationships have become strained or ended over time. Do almost entirely. I think I'm supposed to say due almost entirely to my own behavior, which I deeply regret. I've recently turned to poetry to help ease some of my inner unrest, and without a doubt, my greatest inspiration has been you, most of all, Monika. Putting a lot of your focus on Monika. Okay, so I wrote you a little something, and I hope you enjoy it. Hi, Monika, I guess everyone else. Anyway, yeah, exactly. This one's for me. A poem for me? You're so sweet. Let's see it. The Lady in the Valley. There once was a lady in the valley. The lady who knows everything. Oh, we're just copying Monika's poetry now. I go, oh, this was for me. Shoves everyone else out of the way. Yeah. The lady who knows everything. The lady whom I long to reach. My lady is fair. My lady is bright. My lady is the moon and the stars at night. My lady is strong. My lady is wise. My lady has beautiful, gorgeous thighs. Great. To emerald green precious jewels adorned perfectly upon her gorgeous gaze, in porcelain radiant refulgent glow. Her hair flows gracefully in the gentle breeze, white satin ribbon dancing to and fro, hips swaying delicately to her elegant seraphic stride, legs that run forever and ever. She suddenly turns, arm raised, pointer finger drawn, and beckons all with her lovely call. It was at this moment I knew my heart indeed was forever truly gone. The heavens weep, the angels sing, as weep spelled W-E-A-P. And my lady speaks, her voice a holy heavenly ring. And so today my world she smiles. I hope one day her and I walk the many miles. Don't fear the weeper. Yeah. Expected plagiarism claim never contact again. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Of course, I had to bring up her thighs, I suppose. Oh, I got ... Okay, next part? Question mark. Okay. Oh, there's more. Okay. Magnificent and majestic, her eyes meet mine, open, honest, fine like the sweetest wine. Now my heart swells with desperate desire. I cannot scarcely begin to quell this raging fire. Keeping always in my heart a daily loving tally, all the ways I love my dear lady in the valley. My sweet, my darling, my queen, my everything forever. Again, like so many of these emails just lay it on so thick. Like, do these people know this is roleplay? Not creepy at all. I know, right? You're talking about my everything forever, or talking to a fictional character you've never met and never will meet. Again, it's like, do they know this is roleplay? Whenever these emails come in, I'm like, do these people know that this is roleplay? That you're writing to someone who's just pretending to be the character? Link to Dance Shield, never be real achievement image. Anyway, ... Next part. Oh no, there's more. I mean, I hope you like that, even just a little bit. I suppose I find it easier to write my emotions and feelings than to say them out loud. Doubt I could ever muster the courage to tell you these things face to face. If that were ever possible, just know, Monika, that you are very special to me and always will be. Without my loneliness, I always think of you first. I love you, sweetheart. Again, okay. Just laying it on thicker and thicker, okay. I love you, sweetheart, and I know you will find the truest form of happiness that you so richly deserve one day. I wish you and the rest of the Literature Club nothing but the best. Thank you so much, and farewell. Monika isn't real, then why does she give me her email address? Meta dating sim, this comes with the territory. I mean, yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. That poem is very sweet, with so many flattering things to say about my sprite, too. I appreciate that. Thank you again. The only thing I note is that I'm not the lady who knows everything in my poem with that title. Wait, you're not? Isn't she, though? Just like it says in the poem, I'm just the feather. That poem was about meaning in the world. I used to think things were pretty clear-cut, that while there was a lot we didn't know, most things could be answered if you tried. That the world and everyone in it could find a purpose. That there was a certain order and meaning to things. It's that idea that is represented by the lady who knows everything. Yeah, your mileage may vary on this interpretation. Well, sure. I mean, I interpreted that, like, Monika was the, like, the lady who knows everything, and like, finding out that she is in a simulation and everything she's known is fictional, was like finding the answers she supposedly sought, and like the like she just try it just everything fell apart for her. Like finding that out made everything feel meaningless to her. But yeah, I don't know. Like you say, your mileage may vary. I mean, I'm tempted to pull up the original script for the game to see what she actually said about it in the original, but I'm just gonna move on. Said idea that is represented by the lady who knows everything. Maybe she's me, but if so, she is some idealized version of me that, as she says, does not exist. The world ended up being a lot different than I thought it would be. And a lot of the order and meaning that I thought was there ended up being an illusion. I just ended up being a feather on the wind and having to get along that way. Hopefully I'm making sense. But anyway, I'm just rambling and not appreciating a lovely poem. Thank you so much for it. I'm going to print it out and keep it. I hope you're well. Just print it out and keep it. Is this email going to breach containment? I mean, these I commented on before, like, for the most part, these email sections are isolated sections of the VOD which don't get mentioned outside of the email sections. There was one very brief minor exception a few weeks back when MC commented on one of the emails, and that's about it across 4 seasons. Anyway, moving on. I hope you are well. Alright, let's see what's next. Hello everyone, Loki here again. Loki gets a lot of emails in there. As of writing this, I am just about caught with the series, finally. Took me long enough, but I got there. But anyways, on to the questions. I've been learning Japanese a hell of a lot lately, and I've been having a lot of fun doing so. I wanted to ask 2 questions related to Japanese. 1. Any tips on learning the language that you can provide me? I am currently learning the language outside of school, as I chose the wrong language class to take when choosing my world language class. I chose German, and was later more fascinated by Japanese, and I want to know if there's a better way to learn the language other than using online sources. Someone asked Natsuki about manga, and she talked about how much she liked Slam Dunk, and then Yuri bought her Slam Dunk. Yeah, that's another example. And yeah, that was cute. That was also a cute moment there. Anyway. A couple of questions about learning Japanese. Who's the best person to answer this? Probably Yuri. Yeah. Fair enough then. Take it away, Yuri. Let me see. I would say that if you're an English speaker, immersion is absolutely critical. English and Japanese are completely different languages in every way. Besides any written study, you must try to speak the language with a Japanese speaker every day if you can. Otherwise, your brain will not engage in the necessary rewiring. Try to listen to Japanese frequently as well. I presume if you're playing this game, that might be something you do anyway. So try watching something in Japanese both with and without subtitles. Challenge yourself to understand as much as you can without them. But mostly, try to make sure you're speaking Japanese regularly with a Japanese fluent person. That is the true necessary means to success alongside regular academic study. There was one more page. Sorry. There was one more page. I got the voice wrong. Let's see it. 2. Whoops, another 2. Did they already say number 2? Ever since I started learning Japanese, I've always been curious about the kanji of Japanese names and what they could mean. I want to know about what your kanji would be if you had some, assuming you don't, of course. I have some guesses below that you could use for your kanji if you like them. MC doesn't count for obvious reasons. This also includes other characters that may or may not be part of the club. Sayuri, Monika, There is no other one that works. Also, the pun Monika makes no sense. How it's written suggests 3 more, not 4. Yeah. Yuri, I guess. Natsuki, Miss Ida. I apologize if this one doesn't work well. If it was the first one Japanese IME gave me and I couldn't think of anything else. Ria, Fuyuki, that's all. Hope to watch over you guys even more soon. So basically there are a whole bunch of kanji to listen. I don't know enough about Japanese to comment on any of these kanji that are used here. Anyway. Kanji. We do write our names with kanji. Although in the base game in Japanese all our names use katakana, interestingly. Unfortunately, the nature of our simulation prevents the rendering of kanji characters, but I'm happy to tell you all the kanji you proposed. For Sayuri, she does not use the ones you note, but instead the 3 kanji for small, night, and reason. Monika, as you note, uses exclusively katakana as her name is foreign in origin. MC usually uses hiragana for his name, Emu Longshi. My name is Floral. I use the single kanji for Lily instead of the normal kanji you have there. Natsuki's name is not lunar as your kanji suggests, but instead seasonal. She uses the kanji for summer and hope, not vegetables in the moon. Miss Ida, I don't think I've ever seen you write your given name in kanji. It's the kanji for tomorrow and the kanji for beautiful. That makes sense. I have seen her surname kanji. They are the common kanji for Ida, which correspond to the kanji for a rice paddy and for a well. Those are the ones you have there for her surname. Ria used the kanji for value and blessing. And Fuyuki, in fact, uses the kanji you wrote down, the ones that mean winter and tree. And just to be comprehensive, Ryan uses... I haven't mentioned Ryan, but yes. Ryan uses the katakana for ra, I, ya, and n. Kenzo uses the kanji for build and create. Ayami uses the kanji for beautiful and color. And Kagami uses the single kanji for mirror. My parents thought they were being so clever. The kanji for mirror, for a twin. Anyway. I hope that was of service, dear reader. So glad. Yeah. Very comprehensive, Yuri. Thank you. On to the next one. Have you ever seen the Game Grumps? In their playthrough of DDLC, they gave Monika this robot voice based off a previous joke of theirs, Friend Dog, and there were a bunch of other jokes in the playthrough, like Monika firing lasers from her fingers or telling Natsuki to eat her hair due to sprites overlapping, also unrelated to Robot Monika. But Yuri, have you ever read Clifford the Big Red Dog, Damascus? Oh, this little Terzio in particular will like this bit. Yeah, well, I did watch the Game Grumps playthrough. Yeah, the whole Clifford the Big Red Dog reference kind of got ruined by the fact that the guy who was the lead dev of Just Yuri, who was doing inappropriate things with minors, went by the name Clifford, named for the memes that arose from the Game Grumps series. That sort of taints my memory of it a bit, unfortunately. So this is why dating sims have a limited audience. The premise relies on your interest with the characters. In that way, it's hard to not call a player a stalker due to how the medium works. Yeah. Anyway, wow. I'll just save you time and tell you that I'm the only one who saw the Game Grumps playthrough of our game. I do appreciate their memory. I should say that I am familiar with all the Clifford jokes around me, although I did not see this playthrough. That joke escaped onto the internet at large. Yeah. Hey, Monika, come over here and do the hip whip thing. It's so awkward to just do it on command. I'm normally not thinking about it. Really, I always thought you did it for effect. Not you, too. My God, Monika, you come over here and you do the effing hip whip thing. Fine. Wait, get closer. There. Happy? Perfect. Now do it. Yeah, the Game Grumps. He's doing the robot Monika voice that he says, "Eat my hair, eat it." Anyway, moving on. Nom nom, delicious. A little fan service for you there. I did a play on that one time. one of my earliest posts on Reddit was on the DDLC subreddit, and I did a rendering of you know, Monika doing the hip whip move, and Natsuki's there, and the Natsuki's line says, "Manga is," you know, like she's got a good face full of hair, and there was an uncomfortably high ratio of commenters talking about how much they wanted to eat Monika's hair. I was not aware that was a thing in the DDLC community, but there you go. Interesting that Monika's hair is still visible on the side of the screen. I guess my webcam is obscuring it, but she didn't go all the way off, curiously. That's like an average Reddit experience. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I think the need to fix that +1. Yeah, okay. It's a feature of the MPT, I believe, that some transitions like get interrupted really easily. It happens especially if you like if you use the skip button and then interrupt the skip. It interrupts the transition partway through. You get some weird effects that way. Like the hide left transition, where they go off the left side of the screen, takes 0.25 seconds to do. I've gotten in the habit of doing pause 0.25 every time I have a character move, just to make sure they actually fully get into position, because I've had weird effects otherwise. Like there's a playthrough. It's on you know, if you recall Yuri's New Toy, that mod, that silly mod that I made, on Quirksy's channel, he did a playthrough of it, and for reasons I cannot fathom, Sayuri does not appear for the first few the first few frames of dialogue at the beginning, which is very strange. I since fixed that issue by adding the quarter-second pauses everywhere, and like putting extra show commands in there to make sure they're shown properly. But I did show Monika at L hide plus hide Monika. I mean, yeah, that's how you do it. You just put another few hide Monikas in there just in case. Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt. I'm gonna make a note of the time in any case. But you know what, Monika can totally be just off screen to be the left with her hair visible, serendipitous bug, sure. Yeah, moving on. A little fan service for you there. Hope you enjoyed. Oh hey, look. Oh, she just disappeared. Or her hair disappeared. Well, let's just move on. One more for today. Have you played Last of Us? I know probably MC and Natsuki have, but I think everybody should play it or just watch HBO adaptation perhaps. That's all. Love you all. Oh yeah, I played it. And I saw the show, but never played the game. I don't think there was a... It didn't look like it focused Monika, or at least she didn't defocus there. That seems like an oversight. Obviously, the story is pretty baller. It's kind of hard for me to identify with, actually. Never focused? Okay. Not because of my relationship with my dad or anything, but like it's part of this whole genre of like, let's call them dad games. Walking Dead Season 1 was another one, actually, and we played that. Or God of War 4. The game developers are all dads now, it feels like, and so they make games about being a dad, and they really center the sacrifice of the parent and how the kid moves on from the relationship, I guess. Yeah, I know what you mean. I still think the story is good, though. You can still empathize with Ellie, for instance, even if you can't put yourself in Joel's shoes directly. Oh yeah, definitely, it's a great story. Yeah, it's interesting that I've heard a different definition of the phrase "dad game" before. Yahtzee Croshaw of Zero Punctuation fame, I guess now fully Rampomatic fame, or Second Wind fame, I don't know. He used the phrase "dad game" to refer to games where you're working a job, um, like imitating the dad role in the family, going to work and so on. The example he used was Hard Space Shipbreaker, which it's a simulation of going to do a job. There are a bunch of games in that sort of genre. But it sounds like Natsuki's referring to dad games as a game where you're playing as a dad. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, definitely, it's a great story. Guess I'm just not a dad or any kind of parent. So, well, the story was fantastic. It didn't really hit me directly where I live. I actually really love the story despite not being a parent either. I guess something doesn't have to hit me right where I live, as you put it, to really make a mark on me. Really like Shipbreaker? Yeah! It's a good game. The title is a little weird. I mean, Shipbreaker by itself would have worked perfectly well as a title. I don't know why they called it Hard Space Shipbreaker. What does hard space even mean in that context? But it's a fun game though. It was a fun little stream series. I haven't played it in a while. I mean, there are a lot of games I haven't played in a while. I mean, it's been like for the past 3 months, my gaming options have been very limited. But because the wrist injury and so on. But yeah, fun game. Very zen ship breaking breakdown game. Anyway, it's a trend where a lot of comic book heroes get a child and have to be responsible and become better people due to it. Is that related to the dad genre? It could be, I guess. Yeah, like I said, there seem to be different definitions of what dad game means. So, like, sure, I don't see why not. Yeah, having to be responsible and become better people. Yeah. Does that mean it seems like that's what being dad would be about? Anyway, moving right along. I guess something that doesn't have to hit me right where I live, as you put, to really make a mark on me. I think there's something human in self-sacrificing for another, whether it's your child, your surrogate child, or just some random other person. It really resonates with me, even if it's not in my direct experience very much, or at all. I guess for me, the story really did hit me where I live. It's really easy for me to think about things from the perspective of both Joel and Ellie, which actually made the story kind of hard to get through at times. Yeah. Still a fantastic story, though. It was. And with that, another session of the Literature Club has come to a close. Oh, that's all the emails? Okay. I wonder when I've sent a couple emails since my last one showed up, but still kind of wondering when that's going to appear in an episode. Yeah, it might not show up until the compilation. Like, I sent an email in after was it after the first episode of season 4, or first or second episode of season 4? I sent another email in, and the fact that it hasn't showed up suggests that you got quite a backlog of emails going on there. Anyway, moving on. Thanks for joining us for a little while, Masita. My pleasure. Do we have a motion? I move that Monika be reinstated as president of the club and Natsuki be reinstated as treasurer. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so we're moving back to Monika again. Like, I did kind of wonder about that, because like a couple of episodes back, it was weird that they made MC president again, which like completely breaking their established pattern, and then they made Natsuki president after that without going back to Monika in the interim, which again broke the established pattern. So it sends a message that there's something else going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of. Like maybe there's schemes and machinations going on. Just a few? Wait, what? Just a few is just a few of the emails. Right, yeah. I fully expected we were going to move to, I don't know, like Sairi being president. We completely skipped over Sairi being president, right? Sairi hasn't been president so far this season, has she? Like, it was supposedly her turn back in episode 37, whatever it was, and then there was a big plot point about skipping over it. And then yeah, it never came back to her, and now it's going back to Monika. So who the heck knows what's going on here? They're yeah, like I commented on it before, like when they moved straight from MC to Natsuki being present, it made me go, aha, there's something else going on here that we, the audience, are not privy to. And it's the fact that Monika went along with it suggests that she's in on it. I kind of wondered if they were deliberately keeping the presidency away from Monika to help her focus on Ryan. The fact that Monika was apparently in on it, as evidenced by the fact that she didn't comment on it, is sort of interesting in itself, and that that suggests that she's okay with being, the whole matchmaker thing going on with Monika, with between Monika and Ryan. Perhaps. I mean, sure. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like there have been instances of the characters just openly like hiding things from the audience, from the player, from time to time, and it's put me in a sort of a weird state of mind. Like, should I be playing this? Am I violating their privacy by playing this mod? Like, should I stop? I mean, I know it's all fictional and all that. I'm kind of half joking, but it's like it's weird because it's like it's like how do I put this? It's like, okay, like my own mod. If I can, I made this comment before. Like my own mod, Turquoise. I mean, I guess minor spoiler. There's some unreliable narrator going on there. You don't really find out what's really going on till the end. So like there's there's a deliberate choice to hide information from the audience there. But it feels different in a mod like this one, where all the characters are like talking to the camera here. They're talking directly to the audience. They are aware that they're a work of fiction, and they're interacting with the audience, and they're directly saying, "Yeah, we're hiding stuff from you." I don't know. It has a different kind of energy to it. I don't know how to feel about it. Anyway, I think I'm ready for writing a letter. May be too late, but I will be happy whether or not it reaches the destination. Sure. I mean, if think of sending an email into to the club meetings. I mean, it's there's still, like, even here, episode 45, they're still providing the email in each episode. So presumably, Dev is still accepting emails to be included in here. And if this follows the established pattern, then like any emails that don't end up in an episode show up in the compilations at the end of the season. So it'll probably yeah, I'm indeed, yeah. So it'll probably end up in there at some point. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, move that Monika be reinstated as president of the club and Natsuki be reinstated as treasurer. Yeah, like, just totally without preamble, he just launches right into it, and everyone's reacting like they expected, so okay. Seconded. Any opposed? Motion carries. Alright, just need a new poem topic for next time. Anyone have a good idea this week? How about, I don't know, knives? Knives? This is just for Yuri's benefit, I guess. Yuri's got the little sweat drop going on there. Anyway. Blatant suck up to your girlfriend. How dare you? I think it's a great topic just on its own. But I do think Yuri will write a good one. Alright, knives it is then. I'll see you guys all soon. Gotta go eat something and then start setting up. Hey, just Marcus here. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? First time chatter, I see. Welcome in. Looking for DDLC streams? This is a mod, in case it isn't obvious. You missed the Monika focused email that was on the screen earlier. Advice of the day is to open important parts to remember to save the game in case you change your mind. Sure, I've been doing that. Doki Doki Streaming Club, a great, cool, unusual idea, sure. The stories, remember to save the game during important choices. Of course. I've been saving it. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. What does she have to set up for? Set up for? I mean, she says setting up. I'm presuming she's talking about the fencing club? I don't know. Fencing club starts in a couple hours. Monika sets up all the pistis for us? What's the what? Sorry, what is this word? I am not familiar with that word. I'm assuming it's something related to the weapons. French. Oh, it's okay. The piste? Okay. Piste? Yeah, it's like the little track that we fence on. Anyway, I gotta go too, bud. I'll call you later, okay? Wait, where are you going? I know you go to fencing club, but it's in a few hours. Going to see our mutual friend at his office, remember? Our mutual friend as... Oh, right. He's going to therapy, right? Yeah. Oh, right. I forgot. Well, yeah. Call me later. I will. What about you guys? You doing anything interesting? I am going home and reading. Very Yuri. I need to study and then do fencing club, and then I'm meeting with Ayami later. Gotta study now so that I don't forget to do it at all. So, me and Yuri are gonna chat. Have a good night, Sayo. I will. ... Huh. I finished my studying already, and now I don't have anyone left to spend time with. Wait. If Natsuki's not meeting with Ayami until later... She's texting her now. Got you a French pronunciation? Hi, Yumi. Do you want to hang out? Yeah, me and Ryan are over at the izakaya chilling. Come join. Okay. Oh, so you had time to change before the therapy session, I suppose. Well, I'm just glad you came back at all. Honestly, given what Cyrus told me, I'm surprised you hadn't experienced ill effects earlier. Still feels weird that you talk about what Cyrus said. It still feels confidential. It is. But as you'll recall, Cyrus explicitly told me she's fine with us talking about anything she says in her sessions with you if I think it would help. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, Doc. I've decided I do want to give you permission to talk about anything we say in here with her. Or, unless I say otherwise. Some stuff I might not want her to hear, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever you want to be kept secret, I will be kept secret. Now, what do you want to talk about today? I keep hoping you'll decide that. Well, again, these sessions are for you, not me. We can start by talking about what's going on in your life right now, or anything else you'd like. I guess I'd really like to talk about how I can stop being so afraid and panicky about Sayori. Side letters joke. Oh, okay. Side letters joke. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, no, it's true though. French has this weird rule that basically you don't pronounce the last letter of any given word, which I don't know. Always struck me as a bit strange. Like, why do you have the letters there if you're not going to pronounce them? But anyway, feeling panicky about Sayori. That's a tough and brave thing to confront right away. Is it that you don't like being afraid? More like I feel I shouldn't be afraid? Why not? Well, there's not justification for it. By what standard? What determines if there's a justification? Is then we would have to not pronounce the letter before that? Yeah. I don't really know. That's just the way it feels. I see. Well, let's talk about why it feels that way. Yeah, there we go. Or Socratic stuff. Should question things, question everything. But why? But why is there no justification for that feeling? What? Why do you feel that way? Anyway. She's definitely a handful, although I'm glad she's my friend. Was she always this way? Not always. When we were all really little, she used to be a lot... Oh, okay, she's talking... For a second, I thought talking about Monika, but always this way that I guess she's talking about Kagami. Reminds me of a Tumblr post about how all the letters in the name Hugh are silent in French, and someone made the joke, "Je m'appelle redacted." Yeah. Anyway, we were all really little. She used to be a lot. Well, I don't want to say nicer because that would be mean, but she was less prickly, maybe. It's hard to imagine Kagami's not being prickly. Curly's basically made being prickly her whole personality. Yeah, I'm not sure why exactly that happened, to tell you the truth. Really glad that she got to make a bunch of friends here, though. She never really talks about her time at boarding school. She basically says it was too easy and that it was boring for her. Yeah, she's really smart. She's definitely one of the smartest people I know. Huh. What are you thinking? Well, I feel bad saying it. I don't want to speak ill of her when she's not present, but as her friend, basically it worries me sometimes. She really is very intelligent, but I wonder if sometimes that holds her back. Seems like nothing has ever really challenged her. Life's never dealt her very many setbacks. Everything has always come very easy to her, I think. Yeah, she's really protective of that feeling of never failing, I guess. Kind of similar to other really smart people I know. But she's never had to deal with the fact that no one's perfect. That's why she's so prickly, maybe. She's so caught up in being the best that she's always got to let everyone else know it? Maybe so. Well, either she'll just breeze through college as easily as she has everything else, or she'll grow as a person, I suppose. She sort of wins either way. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about her when she's not here. Have you seen Mr. Freeman? Is that a Half-Life reference? Anyway. I don't remember when she's not here, so I'm dying to know, Sayuri, what's it like to live with Ayami? Don't tell this prying boy any of the sort of details he's fishing for about me. Just because he's hopelessly single and I'm extremely attractive doesn't mean he has a chance with me. He's hopelessly single? That's not what I heard. Oh. Now she's gonna bring Monika into it. I heard he had moved in with his crush. Please, it's not like that. Monika's a dear friend who helped me out in a time of need. I would never dare presume anything as a result of that. Oh, please. I've heard the things you've said about her. You can't fool me. Yeah. What has he said about her? Oh, nothing too scandalous. Just that he thinks she's the ideal woman, brilliant, and also the most beautiful human I've ever seen. Both Sayuri and Ryan are blushing now. And that's only partially after he moved in with her. That's really cute. You seem really nice, Ryan. I wish you the best of luck with Monika. As I said, I would never presume. Especially when she's already shown me such kindness. But yes, you also seem very nice. Sayuri's been wonderful to meet you and Monika's other friends. I appreciate all the help and advice you've offered. It's unusually kind. However, in any event, the question that prompted all of this, which Ayami skillfully avoided, is what it's like to live with her. It's really great. We're the same level of messy, and neither of us minds the things the other person does that would probably annoy anyone else. I am really lucky. I actually asked for a roommate who was a lot different from me, and they kind of gave me one. I'm so glad for Ayami. I've gotten to learn so much new stuff from her. And she's been a really good, caring, and loving friend. And she introduced me to so many new people, like you. It's really nice having a much more outgoing friend who can make friends for you. Well, it's easy when you have a roomie who's the instantly most likable, friendly person everywhere she goes. The instantly most likable? I think I would have put instantly the most likable. I don't know if that's... I don't know. I don't know if that's an error per se, but... Instantly most likable? Okay, yeah. An introvert's dream of being adopted by an extrovert? You know, a funny story. I made the comment, like, I was watching one of Dan Silvato's streams. He was playing, I think he was playing NetHack at the time. He plays a lot of NetHack. I made the comment about, I saw a Tumblr post, I think it was on Tumblr, that introverts make friends by being adopted by an extrovert. Dan Silva didn't seem to like that joke. He just said that's rather reductive, and I was like, well, yeah, of course it's reductive. It's a joke. I didn't mean it seriously. But yeah, I don't know. It's sort of. I got the feeling that joke ruffled his feathers. I don't know. He himself does definitely come across as a very introverted person. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his thoughts are on that. But using the Siamese shippers are powerful. Yeah. No, Mr. Freeman is an adult cartoon of a stickman speaking at you and ranting about our real world, even though most reflect on it as a pseudo-intellectual. I really enjoy the premise of a metafiction cartoon. Okay, yeah, I must say I'm not familiar with that at all. Okay, cool. Learn something new every day. And suddenly there's an ad break coming up in 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Can I finish this episode before the ad break? Time will tell. Not if I keep interrupting myself. Does something like there may be some experience behind him not vibing with that joke? Yeah. Definitely not? Okay, yeah. I guess there's still a fair bit left. Yeah. No, I kind of wonder. Anyway, moving on. See, when you have a roommate who's instantly the most likable, friendly person anywhere she goes, I'm glad for all the new friends I've made so far here. Like you guys, and Kagami, and even Yuri, kind of. Even Yuri, kind of. Oof. Something backhanded compliment. When I was a kid, the turn of phrase was left-handed compliment, but at some point it changed to backhanded compliment, which I guess makes sense. Like left-handed compliment is based on the whole notion of left-handed people being sinister, which has its own like history and stuff. But anyway, moving on. Even Yuri, kind of. Story for another day, Rumi. I don't know. Would Ayavi? I mean, I'm trying to think. Did Ayavi talk to? I don't think she did talk to Sayuri about having experiencing discomfort about the relationship between Natsuki and Yuri. Oh, but they are sister ho ho. Anyway, moving on. So for the other day, Rumi. Okay. Where is Kagami anyway? Usually you three are always hang out. Yeah, it was supposed to be our study group today. Me and Ryan are still going to study, but Kagami said there was a party she really wanted to go to. She's going to a party instead of studying? That doesn't sound like her. Yeah, it does strike me as being out of character for her. She made it first to Sayuri, but may not have been keeping her updated about her efforts to improve. Yeah, fair enough. Well, like you said, Sayuri, she's really smart. Plus, she normally works pretty hard. I think she's earned the right to skip one study session if she wants. Yeah, you're probably right. I actually kind of envy her a little. I haven't really had the chance to cut loose much here. It's unwise to get sauce when you're sleeping under a bench. But now that you're living at Monika's house, aren't things different? I mean, Monika doesn't drink, so that could be an uncomfortable interaction in itself. Anyway, aren't things different? Yeah, but that makes me want to get sauced less. Monika doesn't drink at all, you know, and I don't want to come back to the house she lets me stay in and be all messed up. Yes, wouldn't want to disappoint your crush after all. ... I'm really sorry you had to sleep under a bench still. I wish you had said something to us sooner. Yeah, instantly there's an ad break coming up in 1 minute and 5 seconds. Yeah, don't think I'm reaching the end of the episode by then. Devil was on your left shoulder. Left meant crooked, shady, and untrustworthy, and hating left-handed people is a misinterpretation. Yeah. Well, it's a very popular misinterpretation. Like, there was a stretch of history where like left-handed people were beaten into being right-handed. Like they would. it's not even rhetorical. They would violence was enacted on left-handed children to force them to be right-handed. Anyway, moving on. Wish you'd said something just sooner. It's okay. I really didn't mind that much. The material stuff like that doesn't ever bother me too much. The part that stings is that I still miss my parents, even all this time later. Boy, I get that. You do? Oh, yeah. My mom died when I was really small. Oh, and ad break is imminent. So I will be right back. And I'm back again. Was born left-handed. Went to school as a kid where they'd whack our hands with the rules for being left-handed. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, my mom and my younger brother are both left-handed, and I found out in recent years I picked up a few left-handed habits unknowingly from that. So that's coming from the Latin for left, or on the left side in Spanish, sinistro versus derecho for right. Huh. Now right-handed, though a little more ambidextrous than before because of my surgery. Yeah. Anyone else hearing occasional pitch bends in the music? And welcome back. Oh, thank you. Pitch bends? I mean, not any more so than usual. I have, on occasion, watched streams where I noticed pitch bends going on, and I wonder if there's some kind of distortion going on through Twitch somehow. I don't know. I have had occasion to wonder about that, but I actually have no idea. But yeah. Anyway, getting back to the ambidexterity thing, like I used to work as a massage therapist. I did that for a few years. So being able to do most tasks with either hand was a benefit. So being forced to rely on my left hand wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't fun, but I was able to get by. I look forward to being able to just do things with my right hand again. Still a lot of tasks I'm still fairly dependent on my left hand. Cause I am right-handed. It's my dominant hand which got injured. Anyway, moving along. My mom died when I was really small. It's not as bad as what happens to you when both your parents died, but I still miss my mom every day. Yeah. I'm really sorry you had to go through that. I wouldn't wish that experience on anyone. Don't be sorry for me, you had it way worse. You can't imagine what it was like to lose both your parents. Yeah, but I mean, it's person with a mounted turret which always fires to the left of him. Sure. Anyway, I was just about to comment. I mean, it doesn't have to be a competition, like who's the most hard done by. But you're allowed to feel bad about your misfortune, but whatever. Anyway, well, one thing I've learned is that suffering isn't a competition. Yeah, there you go. Wisers, yeah. And that two people can go through similar experiences but feel completely different about them. So I wouldn't presume to say that I've had it any worse than you. Who knows what goes on in your head as opposed to mine. ... Man, I really hope Monika decides she wants to date you. Amen to that. And on to fencing club. Man, I'm beat. How are you doing? I'm effing exhausted. I am only motivated by the idea that today is the day Monika is going to actually let us start handling swords. Weapons! Weapons, you mean? Ah, yes, weapons. I don't see why we need to spend most of every day just doing footwork drills. Yes, he did it, yeah. Because footwork is critical to your success if you want to stab someone, Natsuki. I've just... How is that Z order there? They almost overlap. You need to zoom in and enhance. Anyway. Taught the fencing trilogy through an ongoing bit? Exactly. And I know you want to stab someone, so keep at it. After this break, just one more drill, and then we'll get out the weapons to start some basic blade work stuff. I'll have you guys fencing actual bouts by next week. There's still that tournament coming up in a couple of months that I want us to compete in. But we're just beginners. Won't we be crushed by the KCU pros? Probably, but it's local, so it doesn't cost anything. It'll be fun just to go. Gives everyone something to work towards. Every journey begins with a single step and so forth. Nothing ventured, nothing Hey, hey everyone. Ah, so he did show up. Natsuki looking very pleased about it. Sorry, gets into competition, but numbers are... the what? Lower the... Is that a type? Oh, Celsius. Lower the... Okay. Lower the Celsius, lower the Celsius. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Hey, everyone. Ryan, what are you doing here? You literally asked me to join. I didn't expect you to show up today, but you're very welcome. These are my clubmates, Natsuki and MC. She, what are you doing here? I mean, she could have handled that introduction better. Like said, like, hey, glad you could make it, or something like that. Oh well. If she just fumbled that, I guess shout of surprise. These are my clubmates, Natsuki and MC. I've always run into them both, as it turns out. Natsuki I met earlier this year, and MC I kind of know through Kenzo. Awesome to see you again. You too. So what do I need to start fencing? I'm assuming I'm way behind. Yeah, you are. But that's okay. We're just starting club for the evening. I'm sure Monika can give you some lessons one-on-one and catch you up. Natsuki, I want you to know I've never said this to you with greater sincerity than now. Shut the F up. Wow. Okay. Ouch. Well, I mean... I don't know, it gives a hint as to how strongly Monika feels about the whole thing. The rare Monika F-bomb, so it seems, yeah. Anyway, we're going to Kagami here. Hell yeah! I love the song. Hey, hand me another one. Okay, I guess... Forgot that we established that Kagami was going to a party. I guess parties take place at a... It wasn't a house party, it's at a school gymnasium? Anyway. Have you had enough? No, I clearly haven't, or I wouldn't be effing asking for another one. I never would have figured you for such a party animal. I mean, no offense, but you've always seemed kinda preppy, I guess. F you. I mean, you're right, I guess. But do you know what a relief it is to stop being effing preppy all the time? Parties taking place entirely behind the point of view, obviously. Sure. And just like, turn your effing brain off for 2 seconds. Oh yeah, I just don't know the stress of being an uptight A+ student to begin with. F you again. Yeah, it effing sucks. And now I'm at school with my brother, and he doesn't effing love me at all, even though I basically raised him. And he can't even be mad because him and his stupid girlfriend is so upset with our being all nice. And now he's got PTSD, and he's effing freaking out. And what am I supposed to do about that? Uh-oh. Not at all favorite Kagami F-bombs, sure. Yeah, I think it's I get the impression that Kagami's supposed to be she's being portrayed as being inebriated right now, and she's like what if the crying drunk types? Like some people get all flirty when they're drunk, and some get all like weepy and emotional and stuff. Anyway, I don't really. I'm supposed to have another effing drink. Is what I'm supposed to do, so gimme now. Rude. Please give me another effing drink. Good enough. Well, okay, Kagami ranting about her brother's, MC's state when to random strangers, signs of the state of her mental health, I guess. Anyway, long pause on a black screen, and then Monika ... question mark. And that's odd. Why isn't the scene changing? Oh, I see. It has. You just zoomed into the wrong part of space. Very odd. Here, let me. Scene 2 Monika is recentering? That's neat. Well, I mean, there's this CG was... That's very nice artwork, by the way. This CG is very prominently featured as is the thumbnail for the company's YouTube channel, and it was used as the banner in the Discord server, so I knew this was coming. Maybe has made my favorite TDLC art ever with this one. Really killed it. Very cool. Yeah, hey, good job, Jonathan. Interesting choice of music there as well. Bit of classical piano, a little sonata in there. I'm drawing a blank on who's the composer of this one. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Better. Ah, I love the song. I wrote a poem about it once. I hope you don't mind that I've changed the layout of this room somewhat. It's temporary. I just want a little bit of a better view out here for a while. Trying to collect my thoughts a little after fencing club. So I guess she just, after fencing club this, she just had to go bugger off to be on her own for a bit. Chopin Nocturne F minor. Okay. There you go. Watch out for that meter. It's coming right at you. Anyway. I still have a lot to do today, but I needed a moment to myself. It's beautiful out here. I don't usually look out. I have other things to look at when I'm in here. But all this, it's really pretty if you just stop and look. Not that I should be stopping and looking. Goodness knows I have enough to do still today, and I'm already so tired. But there's so much out here. Feels nice to just forget about in there and look out here. Uh-oh. Is it a choice? Should I save it? Why save here? It's just a story. For the content, that's why. Chopin always makes you think of your line April now? Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one. Anyway. Okay, options are you should look out there more often then, or ... or I liked the view better when you were sitting at the table? I don't know what's a good option here. I mean, okay, I like the view better when you were sitting at the table. Like, it seems to be playing on the whole, player obsessed with Monika angle. That's what it feels like. I mean, there's the non-option, just the ... But the question, like the one, you should look out there more often. Then, I mean. I'm already so tired. There's so much out there. It feels nice to just forget about in there and look out here. Can you hear the notes, Monika? Yeah. You should look out there more often. It's sort of, for me, this is a toss-up between these two options. Like this, you should look out there more often. Then, like. Should she? What have I said about the whole use of the word should and all that? It's like, I don't know, look out there if you want. Does it benefit you? Does it benefit your mental health somehow? I don't know. Is it good for her to look out there? I don't know. I'm not quite clear what what she gets out of it, or what. I'm tempted to just go with the dot 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 on that. The dot 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 option. She already had a couple of lines of dot dot dots. Is it dots dot dot? I mean, like, I guess the reason for my hesitation is like part of me just wants to pick this just because it's text, just because it's feels like it has the more potential to unlock more content by giving Monika something to reply to. But I'm not quite sure what this line means to her, or would mean to her in this context. What does it mean to her to stop and look out there? Like, what inspired her to look out here today in this instance? Like, what are her thoughts? How is she feeling? What is she feeling? Why is she feeling it? There's a ton of subtext and some amount of text that indicates that the narrative is trying to set up Monika and Ryan together in maybe some kind of romantic way or whatever. And we don't know what happened during that fencing club session where Ryan showed up, but apparently it led to her wanting to come here and be alone for a while. And like, why does she want to be alone for a while? Like, what about Ryan showing up at fencing club? Like, we don't know what happened during the fencing club after Ryan showed up, but I'm reminded of a past girlfriend of mine who's very introverted, and at one point in our relationship, she introduced me to some of her friends, and later reflected on it, saying that she wasn't actually ready to introduce me to her friends, because it was like this weird crossover moment for her. Like, people she's met from different parts of her life that she'd previously compartmentalized were now meeting. And I don't know, she had a weird emotional reaction to that, and I kind of wonder if something like that's happening with Ryan. Like, up to this point, like, all her interactions with Ryan happened when it was just the two of them, like, as a one-on-one interactions. Having those interactions occur while mutual friends are present, like MC and Natsuki, could be a different thing for her. It may have affected her emotionally in ways that she wasn't prepared for, if that makes sense. And who knows where she is in that particular reflection. It's kind of what coming back to Yuri and Natsuki's relationship, how that came out before they actually got together romantically in this mod. There were several emails and several instances of people, ribbing him about the possibility of getting in a relationship, and Natsuki had to repeatedly and angrily shut it down. And all her repeated insistences that that she's heterosexual, that was not interested in Yuri, and so on, it had to have made it all the more difficult to admit to finally admit that she had feelings for Yuri. Certainly privately, and even more certainly publicly, like admitting it to her friends and so on. I kind of wonder if there's something like that going on with Monika too. Like, she's like, at this point in the mod, she's very continually just insisted that like she and Ryan are friends. Her internal monologue had some interesting comments about finding him cute and how that quote unquote makes things worse, which is it carries the implication that like she does find herself drawn to him, but is having trouble reconciling those feelings. So, like coming at it from that standpoint, like maybe you should look out there more often then means maybe you should reflect on your feelings and needs and so on more often. Like, maybe that's what this line means? Maybe it's the better option to choose? I don't know. Or is she using this time, alternatively, is she using this time away from everyone else to just escape dealing with anything? And she doesn't actually want to, deal with the question of if she like has a thing for Ryan, or if anything could happen between her and Ryan. Like this line, you should look out there more often than, is just it feels like it's just loaded with all kinds of possible meanings, and which makes the continue to maintain authorial sides. I appreciate that. I'm hesitating to pick that option because it just it feels like it could carry all kinds of unintended meanings. Anyway, the upshot of all that rambling introspection is I'm going to go with the ... option. I mean, she just carried on in silence for a bit. She apparently wants to be alone, so let's just go with the silent option, I guess. Well, enough literal staring into space. Still have so much to do, especially if I'm going to get my 4 hours of sleep tonight. Guess I can cut into that a little bit if I have to. Yes. That's very much college life in my experience. You have time to do anything you want. It's just a measure of how much sleep you're willing to lose. That's that was very much my college experience. Yeah, lots of getting like 3.5 hours of sleep. 4 hours, luxury. Anyway, moving on. I guess I can cut into that a little bit if I have to. Been pretty good about getting 3 or 4 hours every night for the last week or so. Still, time to get to work. Moving. Yeah, the text flashed by too quickly to read. Oh well. Oh man, it's already dark out. I should hurry and... Phone ringing, I guess. Monika suddenly gets several texts in a row. The cell reception in the space room is so inconsistent. I guess that makes sense. Still, I should really look into fixing that. Now, let's see here. She consults her phone. Ryan, hey, heading to bed soon, but you're still out. Just wanted to tell you before I forget, thanks for teaching me fencing today. Definitely be coming back. I didn't expect it to be to be so fun. Also, thanks for making breakfast this morning. Made some miso for you for dinner when you finally get home. It'll still be hot, assuming you don't come back when the sun's up. Try to get some sleep today, okay? He worries too much. I'll be fine. But for now, I have a long way to go before I can sleep. Miles to go before I sleep even. Yeah, she appears to still be on the campus. What else does she have to do? What do you mean miles to go before I sleep? Like what machinations is she up to? Or machinations? Well, okay. So we're in an art room now? This isn't the same art room from the What If story featuring Ria and all that, right? Anyway, Ayami and Natsuki are sitting alone. Okay, so I mean, Natsuki did say that she was hanging out with Ayami after fencing club. It is the same art room, but we'll just ignore that. Okay. Ayami is knitting. Oh yeah. Okay. So that, yeah, Yuri did say she's gonna get Natsuki to push her into taking up knitting again. Oh, hey, no focus change. I mean, she keeps hinting, but she'll never admit to anything. Just making note of the time. I suspect she is interested in some guy, but hasn't made anything official. Interested in some guy? Wait, are we not at the point of talking about Ryan? Fix started to focus? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, talk about Hiroko, okay. Well, you know Hiroko. She doesn't like to count her eggs until they've hatched. I think we'll hear all about it if it becomes official. Yeah, probably. Hear anything from Ikuko lately? I talked on the phone with her for a while, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Seems like she was doing fine. She didn't have a lot new to report. Must be weird still being in high school while we're all here. I think it's probably more weird for us than it is for her. I feel like I've grown a lot in the last few months, way more than I ever did in high school. So I feel like there's more distance between me and high school. Seems strange to think of only being there a few months ago. I know what you mean. Still love Ikuko though, that mean bitch. Me too, she's a spicy flavor, but I adore her. Da-da-da. I think I'm done. She defocused during her ... Hell yeah, I knew you could do it. That's an awesome... Sorry, but what actually is it anyway? It's a scarf, or it's supposed to be one. It looks cozy. Thanks, I'm a little rusty. My later products should be a little more cohesive. It's awesome as it is, dude. Fantastic work. You've certainly gotten a lot less spicy while you've been in college. I am not less spicy. I'm an effing level 10 pepper sauce. I will burn your mouth and no amount of milk will make it feel better for 3 to 5 hours. Yeah, maybe so. Natsuki, Uh-oh, is she gonna talk about her discomfort with the relationship with Yuri? Uh-oh, how's this gonna go? I wanted to tell you something. It's kind of heavy. You might be mad, and it's okay if you're mad. But it's bothering me, and I don't want it to bother me anymore. What is it? Do you remember when you came out to all of us in the bathroom that day? Yeah. And you were really afraid we wouldn't approve, and that Kuko freaking out meant you didn't approve? Yeah. Well, it was actually me that didn't approve. I didn't say anything, but I thought it would be mean, and I didn't want to spoil your happiness because I'm your friend, but I got a bad, yucky feeling from it. I felt like 2 girls shouldn't be dating, and I've still felt that way for a while. I just haven't said anything. Natsuki says nothing. Well, I like being your friend. I didn't want to lose you, but I told Yuri about it earlier today, and it seemed really unfair not to tell you about it as well. I don't really want to feel this way about it. Like I said, I really like having you as a friend. I guess if you don't want to be friends after this, I'll understand, but I hope we can be. I'm trying to feel different. Natsuki still says nothing. You don't have to say anything if you don't want. I can go if you want. No, just Give me a second to think. Okay. Da-da-da. Yeesh. Uh-oh. Why did you tell Yuri first? Yeah, I mean, that is a question. You don't even really know her. Two reasons, basically. The most important one, and why I hadn't told you at all, was that I was afraid of how you would react. I didn't want you to be angry, and didn't want to lose you as a friend. I guess it was easy to tell Yuri because she's never really been my friend. The other reason why Yuri in particular is that I wanted to ask her particular advice on something, and it seemed wrong to ask for help while keeping how I felt a secret. Whereas it's perfectly fine to keep hanging out with me and being my friend while keeping it a secret. No, it's not perfectly fine. I should have told you sooner, and I'm sorry. I'm telling you now because it seemed unfair to tell Yuri, not you. Because, like you said, you're my friend. I see. Okay. Well, it's hard to deal with for me. It bums me out that one of my best friends think this way. Even though you've never really done anything and you've done a great job of keeping it to yourself, I'm going to be wondering forever what you think of stuff now. But, look, I'm glad you told me. That seems like it was hard as F. Above all, I'm glad you just told me the truth. That helps a lot, and if you know it's a bad feeling and you're trying to be better, well, it's all anyone can ask, right? I feel like you should be able to ask for more support from a friend. Maybe, maybe not, but that's my call to make. And the kind of friend where as long as you recognize it's effed up and you're working on not judging me unfairly, you can make the call where you're super worth it to have as a friend. And that's the call I'm making. You're not the first close friend I've had to add a major F-up that could hurt me, and I've made major F-ups myself that hurt my friends. We're all just F-ups. I have a constant, never-ending F-ups. And then we try not to use the F word here. And we keep effing up with our pals until we fix it or the pal can't take it anymore. And for you, I could take a lot more, friend. Thank you, Natsuki. I've never really seen this side of you before, but I'm not sure I wouldn't feel better if you just yelled at me a bit. It's really not rare Natsuki F-bombs, sure. Man, everyone always is surprised when I act nice. Always is surprised? Is always surprised? I suppose it could be phrased either way. Everyone always is surprised when I act nice. I can be nice. I can yell at you if you want, though. No, that's okay. That's like a thought. Alright then. So what was the favor you asked Yuri for anyway? How not to care about what other people think? Dang, came to the right person for that. I know. She gave me this homework to do an activity I loved while not caring what other people would think, and had you make sure I do it. So that's why I never knew you knitted before today, yeah? I was worried you would think it was lame. I was worried a lot of people would think it was lame. Well, you shouldn't care what I think. But I think it's awesome. Yeah. Well, I mean... yeah, they made their way through an uncomfortable conversation. Anyway, so it's the Monika's variant of the "Okay Everyone" song now. Where is this? Where is this? This isn't part of the house that she lives in, is it? Or anyway, over here. There you are. Interesting that you'd be back seeing me again so soon. I assure you that I'm in the dean's office without permission late at night for entirely benign reasons. The dean's office. Okay, well, she was trying to get information about Ryan's backstory and stuff, right? Anyway, I learned lockpicking from Yuri. It was surprisingly easy. You don't need to do lockpicking. You can just, like, teleport yourself wherever, right? Isn't that the whole presidential powers thing? Pound staple. Machinations, yeah. Surprisingly easy, and a very useful skill to have, I might add. Though usually I try to do it legally. But this is important. I'm working on yet another plan, you see. I don't know how much you know about Ryan, but he's in a completely unjust, ridiculous situation. And he's much too nice to make waves about it himself, so I'm going to do it for him. Never mind specifics for now. Suffice to say, I think the angle I used with that clerk is a good one. Should get me the attention I need. School is really opening itself up to liability issues if it has a homeless student it knows is homeless and does nothing about. So we'll see if I can find a way to make that case compellingly to the higher-ups here. Gotta know who you're dealing with in those higher-ups, though. I'd be in serious trouble here if I didn't know exactly who I was dealing with. While I am happy to use something that somewhat extra-legal means for this kind of thing, I'd rather not use my reality cheats, unless I really have to. And in the event, just teleporting in here wouldn't really have fit with the plan anyway. Fit with the plan? But teleporting to the space room did? Okay, whatever. And besides... Exclamation points. It's Natsuki. Wonder what she needs at this hour. Hi Natsuki, what's up? Monika, did you know Ayami was homophobic when you made that one mod last year? Oh wow. Oh dear. I guess this really did trouble Natsuki. I mean, the long pause after Ayami told her about it did kind of speak volumes in itself, so to speak, but, Not really, is she? Why does not really mean? Because, yeah, it turns out she is. I'm wondering if you knew that, why you didn't tell me. Keep running into situations that are weirdly similar to that mod of yours. Not all of them, Hiroko loves art school and isn't dropping out. Well, I honestly didn't really know it. The not really is because I did notice she tended to try to avert her attention anytime you and Yuri were affectionate. So I guess you could say I had some light suspicion. Bayami is your friend and I didn't want to accuse her of anything just based on a weird hunch. Didn't want to anger you by leveling accusations on any evidence. I guess that makes sense. It's just weird. I know what you mean. You know... What? What? Nah, it's nothing. I was just weirded out by this is all. Have a good night, Chief. Natsuki hangs up. Well, crisis averted there, I suppose. Unfortunate that Ayami really is homophobic. Like I told Natsuki, I have my suspicions, but no hard proof of it. Hope they can work around it and that Ayami can get better. Wonder what that bit at the end was about. It does remind me. Oh well, no time to think about it now. I need to move fast. I don't know how long this is going to take, and I have to get back to it. It's already past 11. I can't even sleep when I get home. No point in complaining to poor you about nothing you can do. Yep, nothing I can do. I mean, that's the, that was the theme that, from the end of season 1 of this mod. Anyway, I may or may not see you again before this one ends. If I don't, have a good day or night or whatever it is for you, and please stay safe. Oh, there's still more. Indeed it was, indeed it was. Yeah, regarding the season 1 theme. Anyway, beloved, I have found 3 socks. I know, I'm sorry. I forgot about those. I'm sorry, genuinely, I'm trying to do better. I know you are, and I appreciate it. Just trying to bring any gaps in your awareness to your attention. Thanks. I would say that I'll do the same for you, but I already do. My romantic choices certainly mean I'll never have to worry that my partner is too afraid to call out my shortcomings. Truth. I always have your back on that, babe. Of course. How's your time with Ayami? Oh, it was pretty good, I guess. Oh dear. Pretty good, you say. She basically admitted to me that she felt homophobic about us, but was trying to be better. Yes. So she told me as well earlier today. Yeah, she said she told you. Were you not going to tell me she said that? Well, it seems like she was telling me in confidence. I warned her that I would not keep it a secret if it seemed you would be harmed by it or that she was taking advantage of you. I was thinking all today about what circumstances would meet those conditions. And before I had a chance to contemplate it fully, she had already told you, it seems. So it saves me the dilemma. There's still a dilemma of keeping secrets from your girlfriend. I did not mean to offend. Yeah, this really did trouble Natsuki, didn't it? I felt under the circumstances that you would approve of my course of action. Yeah, I probably would have, and do, I guess. I wish I could have been consulted. Could have been consulted? What, by Ayami or by Yuri? Like, how would Yuri have consulted her without disclosing what it is that she's consulting her about? I don't know. Anyway, I guess that defeats the whole point, huh? Don't worry about it, babe. I think you did the right thing. Thank goodness. I was afraid not only of displeasing you, but of you taking it out on Ayami. Nah, she did the right thing coming to you with the confession first. Really? But she barely knows me. Surely if she wanted to confront this problematic feeling, she should go to her close friend. Yeah, normally that might be the case, but this is me we're talking about here. Maybe I want her to be a little afraid of what I might say or do if she says she's homophobic. I've got a rep to maintain, and she shouldn't be comfortable with that feeling. So, I don't know, in this situation you're like a gate card. She has to go to you first to seek an audience, to seek forgiveness for offenses against the crown. I see. I don't think of you as a queen, though. You're more like a princess. Okay. Oh, yeah? Why don't you ever treat me like one? I could. The blushing. Perhaps we... Someone knocks on the door. Natsuki answers it. That I feel like I want to review the recording there. That movement transition looked a little weird there. What happened? Yeah, I'll look at that later. I'm just making a note for myself. Yeah? Oh, hi. Hey, Natsuki. Sorry if I interrupted you and Yuri flirting again. We were not flirting. I mean, it sounded from this side like you were flirting. How much were you listening in on there? Whatever. Anyway, just a reminder that there's going to be a building potluck and barbecue tomorrow afternoon. Here's a flyer for it in case you guys want to go. Thanks. You gonna be there? Yeah, I always have to go. You poor bastards. But maybe we'll show some pity on you and show up. Yeah. Enjoy your flirting. We weren't flirting. Whatever you say, princess. I already closed the door. Shit. She definitely seems like she's on to us. Yeah, I guess someone right at the door can hear us too. They should be careful. But she seems cool about it, right? She's not gonna rat us out or try to make us live separately, right? I do not know, beloved. I was like, how could she know? My secrecy is perfect. I know, right? Like, as she's belting it from rooftops. Anyway, I do not know, beloved. I do not even know what the protocol would be if they wish to move us. We really shouldn't worry too much about it, I think. I don't want to have to live separately from you, though. Nor I from you. But clearly it has now reached the point where it is beyond our control. Let's just try to enjoy the rest of the evening. You're not going to give us separate rooms until tomorrow, at least. Yeah, maybe a good point there. I actually did miss their whole conversation, just called her princess. Yeah. And now we're back to Monika's bedroom. Derogatory, yeah. Well, excuse me, princess. Random Legend of Zelda reference from that specific show from back in the day. Anyway, the room is empty. Phew. Hi, Tormuse. Glad you got to stop by one more time. It's been a long evening, hasn't it? What time is it? Monika turns on her computer. What's with this dot mouth here? That's feels like the wrong mouth for saying ugh. feels like an oversight. I know some of the default closed mouth sprites in MPT are a bit of odd choices. Personally, I changed some of them around for my own mods. As unintentional, yeah. Anyway, Monika turns on her computer. 12:30 a.m.? I haven't even started on my actual schoolwork yet. That'll take at least 4 hours. 4 hours? How much have you been putting off? I mean, I suppose we did just have 2 back-to-back clubs, presumably with a meal in between, and then some machinations afterward. Anyway. At least Ryan was sleeping well when I got home. Well, she turns on the light. The faster I get this done, the faster I can finally go to sleep. I really am very tired. Only 9 hours of sleep put together in the last 4 nights. Okay, so this seems to contradict what you just said earlier. You said you got 3 or 4 hours of sleep the past week, and now you're saying 9 hours of sleep in the 4 nights, which suggests a little more than 2 hours each night. Because I just gotta make time for some machinations. Exactly. Anyway, I really do need to try to get at least a bit more tonight. So, time to work. Sorry if I don't talk much, I need to focus. Monika settles in at her desk and gets out some books. She may have been fudging the math somewhat earlier. Sure. I mean, I try to, like, I mean, as part of my normal hyper-analytical approach, I try to notice when characters are saying inconsistent and maybe contradictory things. Anyway, Monika sits in her desk and gets out some books. She starts reading one of them, occasionally making notes on her computer. Then there comes the sound of a knock on the front door. The front door? Good thing I didn't try to get changed, I guess. Who could it even be at this hour? Not already, ... question mark. But it certainly could be. I should treat it as such. Already ... question mark? Who is she? Who could she be expecting? Who could she be expecting? I mean, she said it's after 12:30 midnight, so like not some kind of official meeting with someone from the dean's office or something, or some connected person that she expected to get in touch with. And Ryan already indicated that he's home, so who could it be? Anyway, yes, that would be entirely in keeping with what I know. Still, why at this hour? I know, right? It's almost 1. Monika's voice drops to a whisper. What are you doing out here? She's asking that question again of him. Like, what are you doing here? In circumstances when it's perfectly reasonable to expect him to be there. The cop she broke into the deeds on? Anyway, what are you doing out here? I thought you were asleep. Well, I was, but then I heard you come in and woke up a bit, and then someone knocked, so I got up. I mean, yeah, like, someone knocking the doors. Perfectly reasonable reason for him to get up. Anyway, kind of a light sleeper. Well, come on, go back in your room. We don't want you to be seen here. Oh, really? We don't want you to be seen here. Who's this we? You mean, is this the royal we? Is this me and the player? Or is it just we as in Monika and Ryan don't want to be seen here? Anyway. Huh? Why not? What if it's an administrator from the college? Why would they ever just go? Monika grabs Ryan by the arm and drags him back to his room. Whoa, okay, calm down. I'm staying there until I say so. Okay, sorry, coming. Monika opens the front door. There's a very obviously drunk student on the front entryway. Okay, so I guess Kagami then. Do we really like grabbing each other by the arm? Sure. Wait, you're not Mariko. I'm Monika, you've got the wrong house. Haha, yeah, sorry. 160 brown black medium 10, 160 brown black medium 10. What is going on here? Okay, so is this implying that some of Monika's machinations got a particular student that she was trying to entice to come here for some reason. Someone who was looking for Mariko. I don't know if I think we've heard that name before. This is 160. Is this talking about weight and brown, black, medium, 10? Like she's repeating. I'm presuming these are details of the description of the person. Anyway, okay, you can come out now. Who was it? Just some drunk kid. Maybe I should have called them a rider or some help or something. I can't. I have too much to do myself. Wait, you don't mean tonight, do you? Yeah, I still haven't even started on schoolwork. Need to do all that tonight. How much schoolwork do you have? I don't know, at least 3, maybe 4 hours? Monika, you can't just work until 5 a.m. every day. It's not every day. It sure seems like every day recently. You won't be able to do any work or help anyone if you don't sleep. Yeah. Ad break at my own 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Darn it. Can I finish this before the ad break comes up? I'm fine. You should go back to sleep. Like starts to walk away. I'm gonna go start on. Ryan grabs her by the arm, stopping her from leaving. Monika, listen to me for a second. If you keep on doing this, you're going to hurt your health. You need to sleep. Even if you weren't giving me a free place to live, I care about you and I don't want you to get hurt. Please build some time into your schedule for sleep. Can't finish by then? Again? And Monika's blushing. Or at least let me make you some food while you do your work or something. You're very sweet, Ryan. Yeah. Monika gently peels his hand off her arm, but I know what I'm doing. I have things under control. And I've always taken care of myself. Good night. You really should go to bed yourself, you know. Monika goes to her room. I wonder. That's all for now. The Monika Space Room CG is by Jonathan, aka Statiquit. All the credits for the mod's assets can, as always, be seen in Chris.text. Don't forget to email Monika, etc., etc. Thanks for playing. See you next time. And there you have it. That's the end of episode 45. And considering how far behind I've gotten, like episode 46 has come out, I'm tempted to just pick up episode 46 right now and just launch right into that. Would people be interested in seeing me jump into that? Or is it better to just save that for another day, maybe next week? Feel free? Yeah. Can say a while yet? Okay. In that case, which is a good deal shorter? Yeah, I noticed that. Like the video is like half as long on the Club Meetings YouTube channel. Okay, well, in that case, I think I might just end the stream and then start the stream again, just so that just so it makes things easier just so they're separate recordings. So yeah, I have episode 46 already installed, so it really should just be a minute. Well, I'll pop up to use the washroom briefly, but yeah, just stick around. Just refresh in a minute, and I should be on. Should I mean? Very cool, very cool. So yeah, so I'm just gonna exit that, and I'll see you in a couple minutes. Until next time, I guess.